on the right are not, oh, it's okay to go do this, because what if it comes back on y'all? Because y'all are like violent lunatics. Y'all think this is okay because it's something you're willing to do. Regular people's not supporting this.
Hang on. Listen. I don't condemn the people on January 6th or on the 6th of the 1st, right? I don't condemn those people. Listen.
I condemn them. I condemn the Black Lives Matter protesters. I condemn the people that was trying to storm the White House on May 28th to the 31st. Evil is evil, bro. Someone do something wrong, you gotta call it out. You can't justify someone doing
we
something
had
wrong.
live streams for the Bowser Kingdom.
This is how stuff gets done. It has to be a catalyst.
What have gotten done?
The economy's been crashing.
So what gotten done? Tell me. You still don't want the economy's crashing. What actually gotten done from what Luigi did?
So
honestly, we to be honest, nothing. Sadly,
he's going to jail, and they trying to put that sentence on him and say, "Hey, yo, after this, he's going in front of a fire squad."
More Luigis. We need more, please.
See, that's the thing about the people on the left that's evil, bro. They're evil, but they're not gonna go do the evil themselves. They'll support someone do evil, but
Menace, why are you sucking up to a billionaire? Why are you sucking off on Donald Trump's micropenis?
What are you talking about? Just because I said something
why you sucking Donald Trump's micropenis? I mean, it's pretty obvious from what you're talking about and everything that you're sucking Donald Trump's micropenis right now.
This is what you got? This is the best you got?
I mean, I'm just wondering, why are you sucking Donald Trump's micropenis so hard?
This the best you got?
It's kind of weird, you know? It's kind of weird. I thought we lived in...
Like, I just never heard like a good excuse for why y'all support
that
this
massive
man,
shit
bro.
anymore.
Like, come on now.
I thought we were beyond that shit. I thought you guys were like leading anymore. I thought you didn't have to be like slaves. You didn't have to go massa. I need to. That's awful. I hate that. I hate that for you. I'm so bad.
See, the white liberals showing their true colors again, proving that white liberals are racist. Like usually if you let these white liberals talk, they'll prove that they're racist by themselves. You don't really gotta do much. Just let them talk. He already started talking about slavery in just a little bit. Like, I didn't really have to do much for him to start talking about slavery.
I'm just saying, it's funny.
People only does not count as a liberal.
You're on your knees.
I'm not claiming this guy. That is not our party.
That is your party. You know how y'all talk about the people on the right being racist and stuff like that. The most racist stuff I got was from people on the left. If you disagree with them, they get violent and then they get real disrespectful and then they start saying racist stuff. Like, come on now. You disagree with someone on the right, they try to lay down their argument and then they say, you know what? We're not gonna see eye to eye on this. That's what happens.
So there are extremists in both parties, like the same extremists that beat up that black gay dude who went to the Trump rally. It's the same instance.
What are you talking about?
There's extremism on
what are you talking about? Extremists that beat up a black gay dude that went to a Trump rally. I've never heard of this.
Look at me.
What is it? What is this?
Dude, you got to look it up.
What is this? Black gay dude gets beat up at a Trump rally. That's something I should search.
Yeah. He's pretty famous on YouTube. It's an absolute awful video, right? These Trumpers, they like see him in a MAGA hat. They tell him he's not welcome. He stays anyways, thinking that he can get away with it. And he got the reality, which is that there are racists on both sides, you know?
I'm not seeing black gay dudes get black trips before you get jumped on. Let me see what this one is about. Cause I didn't hear about that. I don't know everything that's going on. I could be misinformed, but I've never heard about this. I feel like if this did happen, they would CNN, MSNBC would be playing this wall to wall, and I never heard about this. I'm just saying.
It happened during the election. It was like, man, I want to say it was like maybe August is when it happened. It was pretty famous. It was pretty spread out. I'm not sure if he got CNN big, but he definitely got to tell a story.
You telling me CNN wouldn't plaster this wall to wall if it happened? Like, come on now. And even if it did happen, I will condemn the people that did the stuff. But for some reason, when people on the left do acts of evil, y'all don't condemn them. Y'all just like, oh, it was justified. Oh, it was okay. Like, I never understood that. And then when someone calls y'all evil, y'all want to be like, no, it's both sides. No, one side is actually evil.
Hey, okay. So in regards to Luigi, Luigi did something for all Americans because all Americans
He ain't do nothing for all Americans. He ain't do nothing for all Americans. He ain't did crap for all Americans.
Bro, Luigi is the man. Watch.
Luigi's getting them
If
cheeks
corporations
ran
keep
in
getting
prison
away
right now, boy.
with
What
what
you
they're
talking about? That's your Saint getting the cheap clap. What? I bet you think Saint Sir Floyd of Sir George of House Floyd is a saint too. Like, come on now. These are the people you worship, Sir George of House Floyd. Is that another one of y'all saints? Bruh, the dude that's putting the blicky to a pregnant girl's belly, that's one of y'all saints? Come on now. This is the people
Okay.
on the you notice how the left always glorifies people that do evil things? Like people on January
Floyd's
6th,
story
I could
was
say
an
was
awful
like
story.
some people in the January 6th should be condemned, should be in jail. And some people served out, like some people was in jail for about 3 years, and they're like, okay, after that, like, when do we want to release these people? But no one got charged with insurrection January 6th, but everyone wants to stress, oh, it was an insurrection, The only one person that I know of got charged with sedition, not even insurrection. So I'm like, what insurrection occurred? Like, come on now, bro. I'll admit that January 6th was bad. I'll admit that Black Lives Matter Summer of Love was bad. I'll admit that when far left activists try to storm the White House March 28th to the March 31st, 2020, that was also bad too. But this is y'all saint. Mr. Getting his cheek clap is y'all saint.
Luigi is the one clapping cheeks, all right? My boy is a strong top. He's not a bottom belly. You know what I mean?
He had back pain going
he got
into
his hair-
prison, and it's just got a whole lot worse.
He said, double it, give it to the next inmate, is what he said. From what I know about Luigi, he's out there delivering. He's not receiving nothing.
Luigi saw a Snickers on his bed, and he ate it, and then they took him, boy. Like, I don't see how you could justify this, man. Like, to be honest, it's the craziest thing that the people on the left, like,
easy.
How's it easy,
bro? CEOs are evil. They're domestic terrorists. You know what I mean? CEOs have to be corrected.
CEOs are domestic terrorists. What is domestic terrorist? What does terrorism mean?
A domestic. Okay, so when you look at domestic terrorism is when you intimidate or threaten action to force those who are within your borders to do the things you want to do. Now, when you take into account this,
who have CEOs threatened?
So the CEOs are threatening the American population with denials and profiteering that debilitates their lives.
Wait, the CEOs are threatening them with this?
Correct.
What are you talking about? What CEO threatened someone with with this stuff you're talking about?
Okay, so specifically in regards to insurances, right? They deny claims so that they purposely fall through, or the person doesn't get coverage long enough to where that person unalives and they don't have to pay those bills. This is the issue with CEOs. They're domestic terrorists.
Okay, I'll give you that. We have an issue with our healthcare system. I'll give you that. I could agree with you that our healthcare system is flawed, right? But
yes,
does that mean you unalive people?
Well, certainly it does. Listen, man, if there's somebody coming around your neighborhood, right?
If you unalive people, what is the end result of it? What are you trying to accomplish?
Okay, so in particular, right now in America, right, the wealth disparity between the top 6% and the rest of America is just too far spread, man. We have to protect our own, like the common working man. You and I, right? You and I aren't millionaires or billionaires.
What was accomplished by protecting? What was accomplished by what he did?
You make them afraid. So for everybody,
bro, you really think, bro? It was like a couple months ago. You really think they're thinking about that right now? You really think they just want to hire a couple more, just hire more security, problem
I
solved?
think what everybody's like missing is that it's not about them being afraid, like in the literal sense, but it's more about them being afraid of people waking up. Because okay, you would think about this. Do you agree with the Haitian Revolution or the French Revolution?
Which one? Haitian Revolution of 1804?
You agree with that? Do you believe in people that are oppressed killing their oppressors? I would hope
People
that
like you
everybody
talking about
does.
literal slaves? I'm fighting
Yeah,
for their
or what about
freedom.
the French Revolution? The French Revolution as well. They weren't literal slaves, but
No.
they still
Hey, you
killed
talking
their.
about the Haitian Revolution, 1804, when a whole bunch of slaves rebelled against the people that was putting them in slavery. Do I
Yeah,
agree
you
with
agree with
that?
that, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. That's
What about the
okay.
French Revolution?
I don't know much about the French Revolution. Wasn't it something about let them eat cake, or was that the
Okay.
other one?
TLDR, or I'm not gonna go into the details of it like too much because I don't have time for it. But when the French government was just kind of doing, they had carte blanche to whatever they wanted. They weren't listening to the poor people. They didn't care about their needs. So you know what they did? They got guillotines and killed them. And right after, they got their laws instated what they needed to have, what they wanted for their specific needs as a society. I'm not gonna say that violence doesn't solve anything because if it didn't, well then, as human history shows, nothing happens without violence or the threat of violence. Because
So
if I ask you,
what did
Go
y'all
ahead.
get from your boy Luigi, Mr. getting his cheeks clapped? What did y'all get from him?
I didn't say anything happened yet, but over the time, like, do you think that the effects of the French Revolution was felt in a day? No, it took months, and it didn't take just one person to die. It took several, a lot of powerful people. But I think that this is a start. It cuts up like a conversation. But I'm not going to call him evil for what he did at all, because I don't believe he's evil.
What if someone did that to your father?
Well, my father doesn't reject people's health care and
What? No.
strip
Okay.
money from them.
What if someone considered your father evil by their own measurement?
Okay, well, what did my father do in this hypothetical?
No, but it doesn't matter. They considered your father evil by their own measuring stick. They say, you know what? In my eyes, this person is evil and he deserves me to end him. What is somebody that for someone in your family?
Well, did my father do something? Like, let's give an example.
What did
'cause I
what
can't-
did my boy Brian do? What did he do?
as a CEO of the healthcare, I forgot what firm it was, but
United Health. What did he do?
United Health. Okay, so you can look up.
No. What
Or
did
have-
Brian, the CEO, what did
I was
he
about
do?
to tell you. I was about to tell you before you said something.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up then. If you tell me what he did, I'll look it up.
Healthcare. All right, healthcare CEOs. They're responsible for companies that reject people's claims.
What
They
did
charge-
he do?
I don't know why you're interrupting me.
You're not
But
answering the question. You're talking about.
I was.
Okay, tell me, what did he do? You should start with he did such and
CEO of
such.
a healthcare company that steals from people,
He did
that strips their
what?
money.
He did such and such.
What do you think that CEOs aren't responsible for their companies?
You're still not telling me what he did. You're just saying.
I just
responsible for-
did.
What did he
He's
do?
a CEO of an
He was a
evil
CEO,
corporation
okay.
that's stealing money.
He was stealing money. So he was stealing money. You say who was he
Yes,
stealing
from
from?
the people who are subscribed. From
was-
the people subscribed to United Healthcare.
So he was stealing money. So
There's-
isn't that like money laundering? Shouldn't he go to jail for that?
Not money laundering. No. I mean, as in like when they are paying for this service, they're being rejected. Their surgeries aren't being covered. Their hospital bills aren't being covered. He's literally causing people to die. The
So
price
he's
of medicine
doing that.
rising.
So he's doing that. Established the policy
cost
to
of
reject
medicine
them.
rising that people cannot accept. What happened?
He was the one that made the policy to reject everybody.
I would assume so. He's the CEO.
So
he's the head
how long?
honcho of
You
the
know how long
entire
he's been the
operation.
CEO?
How long?
I'm asking you because you said that he the one that made
I'm
these
asking
policies.
you because you seem to know.
No, I'm
He's
saying
the
I'm
head
trying to get
honcho. If there's a
informed
policy-
for why you think like that.
No,
You
if there's
said
a
that-
policy that he doesn't agree with as the CEO, there's nobody above him. If there's a policy that he doesn't agree with, why wouldn't he change it?
How long do you think change happened instantly?
He's been a CEO for how many years?
I don't know. Let's look this up. Brian Thompson, how long he was a CEO. We're gonna ask Elon Musk AI, a well-trusted AI.
He's been he was the CEO since April 2021, and these cases have been going on
So he's
from
been CEO
April
for 3 years.
to 2020 for since April to two. Yes, and there's millions of people being harmed because of him during that time.
So
He's
he
the
don't get no
CEO
he don't get no time to try to change anything. Even if it's been 3 years while we was in the pandemic and all that stuff, he don't get no time to
The
try to do
pandemic was
anything.
one of the worst times for people with that healthcare system, though.
And you think that they
That's what
could
you're not
respond to this
understanding.
instantly? They would have to do all this government
Yeah, three
mandate stuff like
years.
yeah, all this government. Even look how the government responded. The government response was
Right, but
whack. Come on now.
right, but are we gonna just say that like, oh well, we don't know if he's a good guy or not? Like, no, he's obviously a
What
bad person.
what made him a
He's
bad
standing
person? Because he was the CEO
probably
of the healthcare industry.
his interaction with all these people who are
So okay,
getting their
so
money
inaction made
taken.
made him evil.
Yes, if you have no action when
So
you
the
see
people
something
that didn't
horrible happen, like
unalive Luigi, they're evil too, then, right?
you're directly responsible. I mean, Luigi isn't killing millions of Americans every fucking
Does it
year.
matter? He unalive one. Does it matter if he doesn't?
One
He got
person.
how many does he
The
got to unalive
CEO
for
is
him to be evil?
responsible for
How
millions of deaths.
how many does he have to unalive for him to be evil?
I don't care how many people. The reason is the CEO is hurting innocent people who are giving them
And
their hard-earned
and what
money.
did okay. Let me give you that. What did Luigi's action accomplish? Because you say people are scared and put him on notice. You really think after like 3 months that's not just a different news story now?
I don't think it's a new news story because it's still being talked about. It's one of the highest covered cases
The
in
only reason
history.
really okay. When is it going to trial? If it's so highly covered, that means you should know this stuff, all the stuff about it, right?
They're arguing over a mistrial at the very moment. Like, I don't know if you're informed on it. I guess I don't know if you've seen it, but
The dude being in jail and getting his cheese stuck is really not that important to me.
they're not even.
Luigi's
He
not even
hasn't
important to
gotten.
me.
He's in isolation. He's not getting his. He's not getting raped or anything. What are we talking about?
Shit. Hey yo, they should put him in GP and whatever happens happens.
I mean, there's been people like taking care of him as well, even if when he was in GP, like nobody's hurting him or nothing. Like he's being celebrated there.
Okay,
He had a haircut. Like you think he just gets haircuts
you could get
out of
haircuts
nowhere?
in
He had a
jail. People
haircut.
do that stuff.
Right.
I
but if
never
he
been
was
in jail,
getting-
but that you telling me it's like
in jail, like somebody's trying to hurt you in jail, they're not going to give you a haircut. They don't.
I'm
fuck
not
with you in
saying
jail.
people are going out his way to hurt. I'm just saying you said people are taking care of him. I'm just saying I don't really think no one really cares. I just think it's like, oh, this is what you
think
did.
nobody
What
cares
did you
about this
do?
shit? Like I think that's like I feel like that's just silly. Like he's in jail getting a haircut. That shows that people
Bro,
are looking out for him in jail.
Is he the first person that got a haircut in jail?
Not the first person, but like when
Do
somebody
people not
does
get
something-
haircuts in jail all the time?
Not really. They do not. Not niggas that have nobody looking out for them. They do not get haircuts in jail.
Then how come? Why when I see these prisoners, they got some lineups. They got short hair.
Right,
They don't,
'cause
not
they
everybody.
connected with somebody.
Why don't all these
They
prisoners got
connected.
long hair and afros and stuff like that?
Right, they're connected with people though. If nobody was looking out for dude, he was not gonna have a haircut. He wasn't going
And
to
I
be
got a
prim and
question.
proper looking.
Isn't Luigi from a millionaire family?
No.
He is. You know what their family was doing?
What was the Mangionis doing?
They were in like healthcare. You know that, right?
What does that have to do with anything with his decision though? He
Because
himself wasn't wealthy.
you talk because people would say, "Oh, you're defending the rich." Luigi was the rich.
Millionaires and billionaires are totally different things though. Like if you're a billionaire, that's 1,000 times you've made $1 million. That's infeasible for anybody to do without
So
causing
wait,
suffering to another person.
Brian was a millionaire?
He's the CEO of the the biggest healthcare firm in America. Of course, he has more than $1 million.
No, I'm saying, was he a billionaire? That's what I should say. Was he a billionaire? Okay. I can't hear you, big dog. If you Remember when I saw the ad, but it just
This
seemed like
company generated $281
he was a
billion.
millionaire, just like Luigi's family. They're both
No, his
millionaires.
company generated a $281 billion.
Did he own the company? Did he get all the money from the company?
CEO of the company that made us $280 billion. You think he was
It's
making
just
$1 million?
millionaires. It's just millionaires after millionaires, and you're just defending one millionaire because you like what they did.
But Luigi isn't a millionaire though.
His family is. Come on now.
What's it got to do with him?
You don't think he's
$1
inheriting
is different than
anything?
$1 billion.
You don't think he's inheriting any of those millions from his millionaire family?
Probably not if he couldn't afford healthcare.
Bruh, that's the thing. He could afford healthcare.
Says who? In his manifesto, he couldn't afford it. That's the reason why he was so angry in the first place.
No, he was mad because he got back pain and they couldn't fix it.
That he couldn't afford to pay for. Yes, he had back pain he couldn't fix.
You know what his job was?
He's a college student. What could his job ever be that could afford his healthcare system?
Wait, so you really don't know nothing about this person you're defending so much? Because you said he was a college student.
I didn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing crazy.
No, because I'm just saying you don't know much about him for defending him so much. That's what I'm trying to get to.
I mean, you're saying that he's a millionaire. What job did he hold?
Family.
Okay, that has nothing to do with anything.
And he was a data engineer.
Data engineers are not millionaires.
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying he comes from a millionaire. I'm saying he comes from money. Luigi comes from money. He comes from a millionaire. He's like third generation millionaire. And he was a data engineer. You think how much you think a data engineer is making? Over 100K?
You can just look it up. I don't have to think about it. It's like,
no, I'm saying we could agree that a data engineer is making over 100K. Would you disagree with that?
No, I would probably not say it. Like, was he entry level?
Even entry level data engineer, you would say that they're making over 100K. 100K. I'm not saying anything ridiculous number, just 100K.
No, they don't. They don't make over 100. They make about like 80 to 90.
You saying data engineer makes 80 to 90, right?
No, it depends on where you're from as well. My state, they make about like 85 when they starting in. Jobs as well. It's not the average, you know what I'm saying, for every single, you know.
And you tell me with 80K, you tell me he's gonna go work for a job that don't have decent health insurance, knowing he got some back problems?
Yeah, but decent doesn't cover everything.
So what wasn't being covered?
Assuming, like, if we're gonna, you know, see why he did this, is his back. His back wasn't covered.
So his back wasn't covered.
I mean, he couldn't. He said multiple times in his manifesto, there's a fixation on his back pain. His back pain. His back pain. If he could afford to fix it, what would he be angry for? It's not just about him either. I'm certain he was upset about, you know, the millions of other Americans that couldn't afford this as well.
So you're saying? So I'm confused. Are you saying he did it for the millions of Americans, or are you saying he did it because of his back pain? Or are you saying it's a mixture of both?
Reasons, like,
so you're saying it's because of a mixture of both?
Yeah.
So wait. All right, never mind. My boy left. You could come back in anytime, big dog. Just let me know. Oh wait, gotta fix the camera right quick. So I'm just saying, all y'all on the left, y'all evil, and the person y'all defending is evil. And I don't understand why y'all want to go hard for someone that's evil. Like, I never understood why the people on the left would try to defend it. And when you question about why they're defending it, like, they usually say something stupid. I hate when they said, "Oh, it's a both sides thing." It's not a both sides thing. It's not a both sides thing. It's you're evil and y'all support a lot of evil actions. Like, y'all really think it's a both sides thing that people are just destroying Teslas? That's not a both sides thing. It's the left, and the left is the evil side. Like, come on now. We gonna act like the left isn't on the side of evil vandalism. Oh, we don't get our way, so we're gonna attack people just because we didn't get our way. Like, what are the daggone what is the argument for doing something like this? Pack it up, CIA. Because I disagree with the left, I'm the CIA. Like, come on now. What did the dude do? Was he wasn't even insured by United Health. That's the crazy part. He wasn't insured by United Health, but his actions were justified. Like, bro, this dude was evil. Like, how can y'all support someone? Maybe y'all just evil, and so that's why y'all support evil. Come on now. Bro, apparently you care enough to be commenting, big dog. Crovus, come on. Oh, come on, talk to me, Crovus. Come on. Explain to me why you support this evil man, Crovus. Free Luigi? Nah, boy, keep him locked up, bro. Keep them locked up and make sure they and when they start to run them cheeks, just look away. I'm just saying, boy, because this dude is evil, bro. Bro, what about Brian Thompson's son? We don't care about his kid. What if Brian Thompson's son grow up and you say, you know what? I want to be Batman, and he just goes around, takes care of all of Luigi's family. Well, would that be okay? Millionaires versus millionaires, right? That family is a millionaire. And so with his sons, and so we okay with that? Or we want to defend him because he did something that y'all have a problem. He did something that y'all believe was right because y'all have a problem with rich people. But the crazy thing is, y'all don't have a problem with all rich people. Y'all just have a problem with the rich people that don't agree with y'all. Cause look at that on Mark Cuban. Y'all love Mark Cuban on the left. Mark Cobain, the dude that owns the Mavericks. Y'all was supporting him on the left, but we can't support all the rich. That's crazy to me. How y'all support one person on the left, but y'all don't but because he's rich. But what's up, Taco?
Yeah, I'll just jump in and say, no, I don't support any rich people. I think if you own a company and your workers are making a bunch of products for you and you're scooping up most of the
my
surplus
goodness,
while
you're
only
a
giving
commie.
No. What?
Are you a commie or a socialist?
I am offended you would even ask that.
Because my bad, because you'll start getting the type of way that they talk. I'm just saying, you're starting to talk like them. And I'll gain the commie vibe. And we put our foots on commies' necks in the country I'm from. America, we out here putting foots on commies' necks. So go ahead, my bad. Sorry for calling you that.
Okay, so that's all right. So all I'm saying is that what Luigi did is he believed what I hoped was starting the workers' revolution, in which we seize the means of production.
Bro, you was a commie!
And no, how could you say that? That is disgusting. You would even imply that.
You literally
Absolutely
just
not.
say workers seize the means of production. Who isn't that y'all boy? Workers of the world unite? Come on now.
No, I mean Republican workers, Democrat workers, independent workers. I'm not saying any type of workers. I'm just saying workers in general need to seize the means of production and put in place a dictatorship of the proletariat.
Bro,
use unions
proletarian. The only people that use that word are like tinkies, commies, brown shirts, that socialists.
What? No, everybody. I heard my Republican uncle saying proletariat over Thanksgiving the other day. Come on.
Yo, quick question. Yo, post-punk freak. Do you think your boy's a commie? Do you think Taco's a commie?
Absolutely not.
No, I'm not either.
Bro, you literally got the hammer and sickle.
Neither of us.
No, it's just because I live on a farm.
What do you farm?
Cows and
you farm cows? Are you so you're a rancher, or do you what do you do?
Well, I mean, I also farm wheat.
You farm wheat?
Wheat.
So do you feed the cows wheat or do you feed them corn?
You don't. What?
Do you feed your cows corn? Or do you feed them wheat, or do you let them graze?
They eat grass.
They eat grass? What about during the winter?
What?
What about during the winter?
During the winter?
Yeah.
You give them cow feed.
You give them cow feed? What's cow feed?
It's different grains and stuff.
Bro, you not no daggone farmer. Y'all both reds, bro. Okay, I'm not gonna talk crap about y'all being commies. Commies are welcome over here. We might disagree, but I'm just gonna identify y'all both as commies. Talk about the workers of the world unite, the proletariat. Nah, that's some far left commie stuff. But go ahead, defend y'all man.
I'm just saying that, we have exported. I'd say that colonialism is the highest stage of capitalism, and by that I don't mean anything like communist. I'm just saying like capitalism weaves the groundwork of its own destruction, and by the workers gaining the means of production and taking the tools back from the bourgeoisie, we can conquer the world and lead an era of peace and prosperity for all.
What about the people that own the family-owned farms that don't want to give up their land? Because I'm assuming in your ideology, there's no property rights, right?
Well, that sounds like communism, and that's
So
absolutely
people
nothing
allowed to
I
own
want to
property?
get into. Private property is the cornerstone of the free market, which I love.
No, not private property. Own property where they could use have a farm where they employ people.
I don't like your insinuation, sir.
I'm just asking a general question. I don't have no problem with the Reds. Me and the Reds, we talk all the time.
Hold on, I'm getting a call from my friend Mao. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
All right. Post-punk freak, what's your opinion on this?
Yeah, I think communism is bad.
What's your opinion on the whole Luigi right now? Your boy that's getting his cheeks ran right now.
I don't think people should be seeing him as like a savior, right? He's just the spark of a revolution, really.
He's the spark of the revolution.
He's from the higher class. He doesn't know what it's like actually being within the workers.
So why do you really think this is a spark that's gonna actually accomplish anything?
Not really, honestly, but I think it allows people to gain more class consciousness.
What you mean by that? I'm only a C student. Please explain to me what you mean by it allows people to gain more class consciousness.
It'll allow people to realize that privatized necessities essentially only hurts people, honestly. It's just a way for...
Because I got so why do people decide to work for companies then that you would say wouldn't pay them fairly or doesn't give the portion of the company?
I'm talking specifically about like privatized stuff. When I speak about like things like privatized necessities, I'm not talking about specifically the workers. I'm talking about people who are buying these things, buying health insurance, buying foods, buying houses, buying things which are privatized and not already provided to them. When they're a necessity to live. You shouldn't have to work to live, right? Living.
No, you should have to work to live. If you don't work, you shouldn't eat. That's biblical. You don't work, you don't eat.
Okay, so what I'm.
So I got a question. Let's say three of us are working, right? And this one other person
I worded it wrongly. Sorry, hold on.
Not bad. Go ahead. Sorry.
You shouldn't have to work things like minimum wage jobs, where you can barely afford food, where you can barely afford housing.
Wait, stop. Why do people decide to work minimum wage jobs then? Because there's more jobs than just minimum wage jobs. Why would someone just work a minimum wage job? They could go work at a factory. Certain factories paying like $18 an hour. Certain factories paying like $20 an hour. So why would they go work minimum wage?
So there's multiple reasons. I think a lot of it has to do with originally being able to afford education. You know, a lot of these jobs take degree.
No. Some of the jobs I didn't get my degree till last year, and some of the jobs I had didn't require degrees. Like all the block plant supervisor for $65K a year. Like people don't want to work like hard jobs. Like, come on, if you want like blocks to make houses, why don't you work at a block plant? So who's gonna work at those jobs? You think everybody should have like a desk job in the AC and be all comfortable? No one want to work all the hard jobs that require a lot of effort. Come on now, what about those jobs?
So things like that. Not everybody can work those specific jobs. We need jobs all around the market, essentially. So we still need to be able to afford education. We still need lawyers. We still need doctors.
But I feel like
And
you want. I feel like you're focusing more on the jobs that don't pay as good. Like, shouldn't we pay people, each according to their means, each according to their ability, something like that? If someone don't got a good enough ability, huh?
each according to their ability, each according to their need.
Yeah. So if someone don't got a good enough ability to produce something of substantial value, shouldn't they get paid less?
That doesn't have anything to do within things like socialism and.
Oh, I'm not a socialist. I'm anti-socialist, anti-communist, counter-revolution. Like, if y'all think this is a revolution, there's people like me that's like, yeah, we gonna put snuff this fire out. Yeah, we gonna go put our boots on commie necks. That's just the people like me. I'm just saying.
Oh, I'm from Appalachia, so.
So you know there's people that are like, yo, that's don't like the commies, don't like the Reds, right?
I think the biggest problem is that they don't understand it.
I feel like they saw the history books where 40 million people died in China, 80 million died. I think it was 80. I forgot. It was like tens of millions of people in China and Russia. And then y'all always say that's not true communist. That's not true socialism. But continue. Sorry.
No, it was true socialism. They just didn't die. Like a lot of it is exaggerated numbers, mostly propaganda. Things like the Holodomor was caused by kulaks.
You talking about the Ukrainian farmers?
Yeah, the Ukrainian famine that were caused by the kulaks.
Whoa, stop. You talking about the farmers that they say, we're going to put you on this bad land and we're going to say you need to produce this amount of grain, knowing dang well the land that they put them on can't produce that amount of whatever they needed at the time?
No. So when Stalin introduced collectivization of agriculture, kulaks in retaliation, they burned their farms, which led to the mass famine.
You saying the kulaks burned their farms? And not it wasn't Stalin that took the farms away from these people and then put them on worse land, and then he was blaming them for everything that was bad. Bruh, I don't know where you got your information from, but you was reading some Russian propaganda. Wait, I want to see something. Привет, все хорошо.
No. Soviet historian Grover Furr wrote a paper on it.
Oh, so you're going based off a Soviet historian?
Yeah. No. Not a person from the Soviet Union. A historian that knows about the Soviet Union. Grover Furr.
Where he from?
He does history on the Soviet Union. I don't know where he's from. He's not from the Soviet Union. I'm pretty sure he's from America.
Spell his name for me.
Grover Furr. GROVER space FURR.
Okay, continue. My bad. I just want to look this dude up because this dude sounds like a propagandist. Cause I feel like a lot of y'all people that's had this socialist, communist mindset. I'm like, bro, I don't see how you could defend this. Cause this doesn't make sense. You tell me someone don't have to work, but they like, my bad. I forgot to ask because everyone always have their own twist, their own spin on it. And before I could argue, I got to argue, find out what your particular flavor of it is.
Well, I mean, there was weather conditions, but that really wasn't one of the main causes.
I'm saying, what is your... I'm calling you a socialist, and you're saying you are or you're not?
Yeah, I'm socialist communist.
Okay, what do you believe in as a socialist?
I believe in Maoism. You know, it's Marxist-Leninist Maoism. Maoism is the teachings of Marx and Lenin with the added strategies of things like guerrilla warfare and cultural revolution with Mao.
So do you believe in private property?
No, I think we should abolish private property and abolish landlords. I think landlords are a big problem because it raises the market.
Are you an anarcho-socialist, or do you believe we should have some form of government like a dictator
Yeah, I'm
keeping
a
everything.
statist.
Huh?
No, not a dictator. No, not a dictator.
So
We
you
need
believe we should have some
democratic.
form of government that's established, that's keeping this established.
I believe in a government. I believe that the government will eventually become obsolete, but I do believe we need a government that will establish the proletariat as, the main form of which is governed.
Do you believe we do this through democracy?
Yeah, democratic centralism.
So do you how? Okay, so you're a socialist. You believe in government and stuff like that, right? I got a
Yeah.
question. What about the people that don't want to work into the social society? What do we do with them?
Well, what do you mean? Like,
But
don't wanna work?
let's say we got like a large group in the population that say, you know what, I don't support this. I don't want to be part of this. I'm good with the old ways.
Well, then they won't be able to like gain money and stuff. Like,
So we don't give. So we actually well, go ahead.
socialism is not this stateless, classless, moneyless society.
So we're gonna in your view of socialism, we're gonna have class and we're gonna have money and we're gonna have a government.
Socialism would be like things like the abolishment of private property, workers owning the means of production, the dictatorship of the proletariat.
Okay,
things like
okay. Why does so you tell me? Let's say you have a company and one new person joins in, they automatically deserve a part of your company.
I believe if they're contributing to the company, it's essentially like a democracy, but within the company, like how unions function, kind of.
So what about all the people that own companies? What, we just off them or something?
No, they still own like a part of the company, right? They still get to make decisions with the company, but they still have to be like include other people's opinions and views and how the whole company wants to function within itself.
Wait, and this actually makes sense to you. Like, we're gonna have one person at the top, he's gonna make the decision, but he needs everybody else's input.
No. We don't have anybody at the top. It's like a democracy. We vote on how the company is run. It's collectively decided on. And
What if someone say, instead of me getting more ownership in the company, I just want to get paid a little more? Can they do that?
all that would have to be decided on by the whole company, not just that person.
So if someone don't want part of the company, they're forced to have it.
Oh, what do you mean? Like if they don't want to participate, they don't have to.
Because let's say
participate.
because if this company for some reason goes out of business, wouldn't they have to incur the debt that comes along with it?
What do you mean?
Because when someone owns a company, they're putting their assets at risk. So if someone let's say like Elon Musk, when he owns a company, it's his money at risk, it's his finances that are at risk. If the company goes bad, that means he's the one that loses money, right?
Well, I think the whole company loses money. You know, you have the workers who are gaining still, they're working at a wage. So if the company goes out of business, they lose jobs and they're still losing their money.
So, but who would get the debt from that the company incurred when it was going out of business?
Debt.
Is the workers?
Yeah, they're still gaining debt from losing a job.
No. Okay, you know how companies start going in the red, right?
Like bankrupt.
Before they file for bankruptcy, like they because bankruptcy for certain companies, when you get that big, is just a way to restructure debt. I'm not saying bankruptcy. I'm saying, let's say they're going through a hard time, right? They're not making no money, and they go to a point where they're actually losing money for the company, and they got to take out a loan, and now they own another company money, right?
Yeah.
So does all the workers incur that debt?
Well, they would have to incur the debt collectively.
So that means everybody's gonna share the billions of dollars or millions of dollars of debt that company have took, right?
Yeah, after all earning. Well, I think it would basically be based on how much you're earning.
So we have people earning different amounts of money.
Well, yeah, still, it's not like people work the same job. You know, your wage is collectively decided on.
Okay. I'm still going. So everyone would have to take a portion of the debt, even and it could ruin their lives. Because not only will some point they might lose their job, but they'll lose their job and then have to take a portion of the debt from losing their job because they all own part of that company, right?
I assume so.
Wouldn't that make it harder for the person to feed their family?
Well, I believe that if um, so when you have CEOs making millions and billions of dollars, they're obviously going to have to take the debt more. But when you don't have CEOs earning millions and billions of dollars, you have the money spread out collectively with even in the jobs.
Are you
So
jealous of
if
millionaires?
no, I'm not jealous. I believe they're inherently oppressive.
Then why do people decide to work for millionaires if they're oppressive? They could go work for one that
That's
they
the
don't find oppressive, can't they?
and you can eventually trace certain jobs back to millionaires and billionaires. But millionaires and billionaires aren't the only impressive ones. It's people that own companies with generally.
So wait, so everyone that owns a company is oppressive?
Inherently, yeah, unless you work for like unions and stuff.
Wait. Isn't unions a company themselves? Where you have to
Well,
pay where you have to pay
unions,
someone and stuff like that to bargain for your raise and stuff like that?
you can't trace unions back to one specific person at the top.
You have a union boss.
But like things are collectively decided on still.
Yeah, but the union so that you say you could but that's the one person at the top that makes like the final decision that speaks for everybody, right?
But it's still a collective decision.
Cause if he stays they go on strike, right? Or you told me that because I don't know much about unions because I feel like in this day and age having unions is kind of pointless. Like if you can't go for yourself and say this is what I deserve to get paid because this is what I feel my skills are worth, why should someone pay you that then?
Wait, hold on. Can you repeat it, please?
If you can't argue to your employer or someone that's wanting to hire you what you believe you should get paid and why you believe you should get paid that, why should someone pay you that money or even hire you?
Like, what specifically are you referring to?
You say union talking about unions, right? I'm saying that I
Yeah.
think unions are pointless at this time because you should be able to go for yourself and say, I believe I should get paid this. For what reason? So shouldn't like if you can't say why you deserve that, shouldn't you just not get hired?
I don't. I'm confused.
If you can't go to an employer that wants to hire someone to do a job, shouldn't you be and you can't go if you can't go to them and say, hey, this is what I believe my skills is worth. This is my argument for why I believe my skills is worth this amount. Why should they pay you that amount if you can't do that?
Wait, nobody's claiming that.
That's so why do you need unions?
Unions are the collectivization of the means of production. They. I'm not understanding your claim. Like that has nothing to do with a union.
Unions have collective bargaining for wages too?
Yeah.
So if you can't argue for your own wage by yourself, like come on, can you not do that?
Well, when you have like, so are you talking about like within a private company?
With any company.
So like within a private company, if you can't, even if you do explain why you deserve a certain amount of pay, you're obviously not going to be guaranteed or even given a slight possibility of gaining that pay.
Then you don't work for
due
that
to-
company.
Okay, and then you're going to go to another company who says the same thing, and then
Then you find a company that says, you know what? We believe your skills are worth as much as you say they are, and we're gonna pay you that much. Does that not make sense? Am I saying something that sounds weird?
so it's hard to explain, really.
So let's say I'm going up, you're interviewing for me. I'm saying I don't think you're worth that much, and I'm not gonna pay that much. You could just say I'm not gonna work for you. I'm like, okay, I'll find someone else. Or if I can't, and then I say, oh, you know what? I can't find anyone else with those skill set. Then I have to actually pay you that much that I say you have. Actually, I have to pay you that much that you say you believe you're worth.
Unions are more than just like deciding wages and stuff. And unions make it easier for people to get the wages in which they deserve.
Do they get? Don't wait. Don't unions give you wages based on your seniority and stuff like that? Like you been here at a certain time, you're gonna get this. You're gonna get this wage. Not based on you have these set of skills. You're better than such and such. It's not. It's like okay, you've been in the same room with that slack. You've been in the same. You've been in here the same time as the slacker. This is the pay rate you guys get for the amount of time you've been in. And you're like, but I outwork him every day. Yeah, this is the pay rate for your position and the amount of time you've been in.
It would honestly depend on the union and specifics, but it's more than just one person deciding that. Two people get collectively the same amount of pay. You know, one may still have put in more work, but you still have them putting in. Like, are you talking specifically? Like they've worked there for longer?
They work there the same amount of time. One works a little hard. One works harder though. Shouldn't the one that works harder and produces more? Shouldn't he get paid more?
I mean, yeah.
So that's not and you when you have unions, y'all get paid based on seniority, based on how long you've been there.
Wait, no, you don't.
You said no, you don't. My boy done left. Hey yo, come back anytime, big dog. But like back what I was saying about y'all boy Luigi, he's evil. Y'all evil for supporting him, and he's probably getting them cheeks clapped right now in prison. Like I don't see how y'all on the side got TikTok strike. Oh, you did? Phew, wait, let me check if I got a TikTok strike. So I already got one. What's your source? All the prisoners love Luigi. Like, where are y'all hearing that the prisoners love Luigi? I haven't heard that. Is this something y'all telling each other so I could feel better about liking a criminal? But then y'all would say, "Oh, Donald Trump's a criminal," but so is Luigi. Luigi actually killed someone. Donald Trump haven't. They gave him a haircut. Okay. Oh my! They gave the dude a haircut. That means they like him. Okay, bro. The dude came from a millionaire family. They could put some money on his books for him to get stuff. Y'all act like Luigi was like a regular person. He came from a millionaire family. He went to an Ivy League school. Now he when he was younger, he was going to a daggone private school. Y'all love rich people when they agree with y'all, but when they don't agree with y'all, oh, it's eat the rich. Like, come on now. Y'all love evil people. Y'all love evil when it agrees with y'all. But when the evil don't agree with y'all, oh, I'm against that now. Like the same people that would say, oh, January 6th was bad, but burning down a Tesla, I could understand. Like, really now? Slavery was legal once. Doesn't make it right. I agree. I don't think it was right. I'm making up. What scenario did I make up? What scenario? Has highly educated, wealthy Kenyans. What did I say that wasn't valid? Like, come on now. Y'all love the rich. Y'all love evil people. But come on now. Y'all just evil. Y'all can't admit it to yourself that, wait, maybe I'm on the wrong side of history. Maybe I should be on the side that's pro-unaliving people. Like, come on now. I'll invite y'all all to come and try to defend y'all boy. The cope is real. Tell me what I'm coping about. Come on. I invite all y'all to try to defend this dude. But y'all don't want to admit that what he was doing was evil, and he himself is also evil. Like, go ahead, go. Let me see this argument for why he's not evil. Cause you know what would be crazy if Brian Thomas's son grows up and decides to become Batman, If Brian Thomas and his son grow and say, you know what? Everyone related to Luigi, I'll take care of it myself. You know, that would be crazy. And would y'all support that? Come on now. What's up, Asia Tay?
You remember me?
No, I just read your name on the screen. But
Oh, I've been on here before.
yeah, I kind of you do sound familiar.
Yeah.
What was the you support this? You support this?
I don't support the killing, no, but I support what he was trying to do, or what I think he was trying to do.
What was he trying to do?
I don't, because the health system is rigged up. Let's be honest, right? There's so many unfortunate people, like people on Medicare that can't afford insurance because insurance keeps denying them. AKA,
Wait. So, did you think he was able to meet his goals by doing what he did?
I think it was a form of protest, but he shouldn't have done what he did.
How is that a form of protest? And if you're protesting, why is that one of your options?
Hey, I don't know. He did what he did, though.
Cause what someone say? You know what? My form of protest.
A murder is a murder, right?
Mm-hmm.
A murder is a murder. I don't believe in murder. I feel like murdering stupid. But I feel like he did that because he wanted to prove a point.
What point did he prove? He wasn't even insured by them. So what point did he prove?
I think his grandparents were. I'm pretty sure what they were.
His like millionaire family members you talking about?
It doesn't matter how much money you have. Insurance.
Bro, if you have millions, you don't need to go to insurance. You could pay for that out of pocket. You shouldn't have to, but you can. That's why that's why in countries that have universal health cares, when they actually want to get the stuff done quick and reasonable, they come to America.
We don't have that though.
What you said?
We don't have universal health care.
No, I'm talking about people in countries where they have universal health care. When they want to get actual treatment quickly, because in Canada, this lady that needs a brain scan for daggone, like she thinks she like may have something wrong with her brain. She need a brain scan so she don't die. She should wait a year versus the people that's rich, they'll just come to America. Like in European countries, they come to America to get seen by doctors soon and actually get treatment. Because daggone universal healthcare system is kind of not actually as good as y'all think it is.
Huh? I've seen how it is. They always treat the rich people first, and then it comes to us.
So you saying like you trying to?
I don't think it. I know it because I'm living it. You know, my grandparents are on Medicare. They're getting it threatened and taken away.
That's what I'm trying to say. Luigi came from a millionaire family. They had millions. If grandma and grandpa actually had problems, they could have paid for it out of pocket. Or do you know what I think? Huh? What's up?
Me and my mom were looking up how did he know like when his meeting was over? Because that's like secret stuff, right?
It's not. He's not like a daggone president or anything like that. He's not like a government official, so.
I know, but it's so hard for a citizen to find out. It's like, how does he know?
He could have stalked the dude. He could have Googled, certain, like, it's not like he hit the dude that was in charge of his own insurance. He had like a CEO that was part of him. He probably Googled the person, see what where he was going to. Like he was going to a particular event anytime soon, and he probably got lucky.
Why aren't we questioning the wife of the CEO?
Right. Maybe they are questioning her. I don't know.
Because look, they weren't living in the same house. They're not divorced, but they're not together. I know
when you at that level, when you make that amount of money, like you stay married because of the money. You stay married because of the image and because of a whole bunch of other stuff.
But get this right: when your spouses die, it just depends on the prenup, and I bet you they have a prenup. They can get the stocks out their spouses. So, I mean, if you're not in a loving marriage, right? I want to do this, but if you're in a loving marriage,
I'm confused. First, y'all saying Luigi did it, and he's y'all saint, and now y'all saying, well, he's evil. He's not our saint, but we need to check out the wife. If she did it, she's evil too, and I agree. If she did, what's up?
I think she hired him. I think because this is so like out the
She
blue.
she hired a data engineer for
Because
a
you see
hit.
him in the video, he's on the phone with someone.
No, stop, stop,
And
stop. She hired a data engineer from a millionaire family, and that's who she called to put the hit on.
I mean,
Wait,
it's
stop. Yo, Wes, you say eat the rich. Luigi is the rich. Go ahead.
But I mean, it's such a weird situation. But I wouldn't put it past the wife that she hired him, because how like he was on the phone, and it's all of a sudden, oh yeah, he's coming out. Boom.
You tell me the wife hired a son of a millionaire that's a data engineer to go for a hit.
I would hire a data engineer, honestly, because he had a 3D
I don't mean anything rude by this. Have we been taking in some early 420? Have we been taking in some early 420 right now?
I don't even know what that is, but I would take account with the wife. I wouldn't be surprised if she was in it. It doesn't matter if he was rich or not. There's.
I'm pretty sure they investigate the wife too, because if we ever hear any of the not CIA, but CSI shows, it's always the spouse they go to first.
But they caught the killer. They're making him as a
martyr.
No,
a scapegoat.
Yeah. No, they're making him as an example. It's like, do not kill people like that, right? Don't kill the rich.
Bro, don't kill anybody.
Exactly, don't kill anybody. But he's not getting.
Think about this, right? Yeah, some people are saying it's justified what Luigi did, right? What if Brian Thompson? I'm not saying you. I'm saying some people are saying that. What if Brian Thompson's son grows up and say, you know what? I want to be Batman, and he takes care of Luigi's whole bloodline. Would that not be justified?
Then he does that. That's not my business what he does with his life.
I'm just saying, is that not justified? Because he say, hey, yo, you think my dad's evil. I think you're evil. So, you know what?
Yeah, that's his dad he killed, right? I feel like all murderers, all pedophiles, all sexual assaulters are evil.
Bro,
if you're...
I just don't understand how people could just defend this dude.
I can see it, but at the same time, the murder shouldn't be. Murder is not right either way.
Listen, this CEO did not.
Go ahead. Let me. What y'all got to say? What's up, y'all? What's y'all opinion on this?
I really like how Luigi has a super fast wave dash.
That's right.
And shipping is always.
I like how he can get some crazy length on that thing. You ever seen him wave dash?
They might give Luigi some crazy length if you catch my drift.
Free Luigi.
Luigi's about to get some crazy length if you catch my drift. When Big Rob and Big Tyrone see Luigi, he about to get some crazy length if you catch my drift.
I mean, I was just bringing up how his wave dash length is crazy, but
they might get him a wave dash length if you catch my drift.
Stop playing.
That's y'all hero, boy. Y'all hero right now.
Yeah.
No, this is me. I'm not Luigi. No.
Luigi's an exterminator. He took out the rat. That's what he did.
They about to put a daggone Snickers bar on his bed. They're gonna put a Snickers bar on his bed. They're gonna put a Snickers bar in Luigi's bed and say, "Oh, you took that Snickers bar. I want it back now."
not. Stop it.
Y'all boy.
He's
Luigi,
not gonna get. What jury's gonna convict him in New York? What jury in New York?
One that's
not a single one.
You're probably right. They convicted
not
Trump
a single one.
They convicted Donald Trump for trumped up charges. So of course they're gonna put up.
People hate Trump.
No, the left hate Trump. Not people. The
exactly.
left.
New York is left.
Yeah, I agree with you because y'all evil.
New York.
So what are you talking about?
They're liberal and left are not the same thing.
No,
they're not. Liberal.
Leftists and liberals not. You talking about leftists? The left includes socialism, capitalism. It goes from this how it ranges: capitalism, socialism, leftist, liberal, Democrat.
So
what?
None of that is
hold on.
correct.
The progressives and liberals agree on this one thing: they all hate Trump. That's one thing.
So do Democrats. So do socialists. So do communists. I'm not saying they all have the same ideology. I'm just saying in a political spectrum, that is literally how, like, someone told me like the overturn window or some shit like that. I don't know what it is.
They're capitalists, so they're right. That's like
no. I'm not saying they agree on the same thing. I'm saying they're left. They're on the left side.
Yeah. You're saying they're left of the center. They're
left of the center.
That's what you said.
Because like
some are extremely more left, and some are closer to the center.
Because
what the fuck are you talking about? What?
Just agreeing that you like capitalism doesn't make you on the right.
They all fall on the side, on the left. He's saying they all fall on the left side.
Yes, it does in like objective world politics.
Bruh, you know what the overturn window is? I had to look this up for myself. Someone brought it up on one of the lives I did earlier. The overturn window is like the political spectrum, and on the left side of the political spectrum, it goes like in order. It goes communist, socialist, leftist, liberal, Democrat. Right. I'm not trying to like. I don't know like how y'all. I know y'all believe that anything right of me is far right, but that's just what it is. Not trying like that's what the people who made the overturn window was not me. So I don't know how y'all might disagree on some of the stuff about it.
All right. Anyway, no jury's gonna convict Luigi in New York. Not a single one. They're never gonna find 12 jurors to convict him. It's not gonna happen.
I hope they take it federally and they could get people not just from far left crazy New York. That boy deserved prison time, boy. That boy deserves to either rot in a jail cell or go in front of a firing line because he's evil.
No, I agree with this guy in the comments talking about Luigi getting kidnapped in the movie. That was fucked up. I didn't like that. Yeah. Luigi got a cool mustache. They shouldn't do that to him.
You know what should happen? What's happened? Brian Thomas' son grows up and becomes Batman and take care of Luigi's whole bloodline.
No, Brian Thomas' son's gonna realize his father was a corrupt criminal crook. That's what he's gonna realize.
What did Brian Thomas do that was so evil?
Be a healthcare CEO.
They denied healthcare to people.
So I got a question. Let's say you pay out everyone's healthcare, everyone's stuff, and you run out of money.
Healthcare should be free.
So no. If a healthcare company pays off everyone's healthcare, they're gonna run out of money, and then they won't be able to take care of anybody. So would you rather them take care of 80% of people or 0% of people?
That's not true. We have like plenty of places where we can remove funding. We don't need to send as much money as we do to Israel, for example.
I'm not talking about the government.
If we didn't stop. We would have money for healthcare.
I'm agreeing we should defund Israel, but listen to what I'm saying.
Israel's free healthcare.
Listen to what I'm saying.
We fund Israel's free healthcare system, and we pay for their education.
Listen to what I'm saying. We don't have free healthcare, right? So we have it based on companies, right? You say we should, but right now we don't.
Of course, cut out the middleman, cut out all those healthcare providers.
But listen, right? If a company pays off someone if someone pays off all the insurance, right, and they run out of money, then they can't afford to take care of anybody. If they can afford to take care of 80% of the people, is that better than them going out of business because they try to take care of 100% of the people? And now
healthcare shouldn't be for profit.
Okay,
it shouldn't be for profit.
You know, in all these countries that have universal healthcare, one lady in Canada on the news recently had like some brain problem, and they have to wait till next year to get a brain scan. The rich people in other countries.
That's such a cap, bro. In Canada, they have better healthcare at times than.
Then why do they come to America then? Why do everyone?
I just said that in Canada they have better healthcare, dude.
Yes, so
also
that's objectively true, but like that doesn't get rid of the benefit of socialized healthcare.
I had an ACL tear in April, and then I had to wait till next year. I have insurance, bro. Why did I have to wait such a long time for a fucking ACL tear when I had to suffer through that so much? That doesn't make any sense. Why am I paying so much so that I have to wait for such a long time if I'm paying?
So why did you work?
That doesn't make any sense.
67% of the
I might as well get it for free if I'm going to wait.
Why did you choose a healthcare company that you chose?
Huh?
Why did you choose the healthcare company that you chose?
I am not.
Did you read your policy or anything like that?
I'm not rich. I can't choose a lot.
Sometimes these are the only options they give you. Like in New York, like
I have to pay a certain amount, bro.
yeah, like
I don't got
understand
motion,
that.
bro.
So-
I don't got that much.
So I got a question. So were you fiend though? But it just took a while, right?
It took a year.
Yeah. So if
It
doesn't
takes
matter how
longer
long it
in,
takes, then why would I have to pay?
in countries that have universal health care. It will take you longer.
No, it wouldn't. That's
It
untrue.
literally does.
Let's assume,
It's literally proven.
live
Yeah,
in
you
this
can't.
fantasy where it's better, right? Right.
It takes
Let's say that you're
longer.
right. But then the fact that it takes longer, I might as well not pay. Does that make sense? Because I'd rather
Then-
not pay and have better other expenses in somewhere else, like pain medication, physical therapy, other ways so that I can feel a little bit better, so that I can wait for the surgery rather than paying every month and then having to ration out my paycheck so that I can eat at least for the week. Why would I have
Well,
to do
I got
that?
a question. What do you do?
Bro, I in a blue collar job, bro. I got barely any type of motion, bro. Like, chill
Because
out.
I work a blue collar
And not
job and
everybody-
our health insurance is good. Why don't you try going for another company that has better insurance?
Bro,
Where
don't
do
you think
what
I'm
state
trying to
you
do
live
that?
in?
Huh?
But at the moment,
where do you live?
not everybody's
Yeah,
hiring.
wait, stop.
Not
Y'all talking,
everybody
y'all
got
talking
that-
at the same time. Y'all gotta do one at a time, all right?
Where do you live?
Who, me? Florida, the
state?
best state in the world. The best state in all of America. Name me one state better than
I'd
Florida.
rather not be here.
Like
state.
all of them.
Oh, then why
All
are we
the
number one
dummies
in
live
education?
Florida.
Why are we the number one in education for the last 2 years?
No, you're not.
No,
Look it up.
you're
Look,
not,
stop.
bro.
I'll give you time to look it up.
California.
I'll stop and allow you to look it up.
UCLA.
I will allow
UC
you to look it
Berkeley.
up. I'll allow you to look it up. Go
Teachers are
ahead.
leaving.
Go ahead. Look it up. If I'm
Teachers are
wrong,
leaving because they want
If
you.
I'm
They
wrong,
want you
look
to
it up.
teach. They want you
if
to
I'm
teach
wrong, look it
the
up.
Bible.
If
All
I'm
right,
wrong,
how
Google
about
it.
this? How about this?
If
Let's
no,
look
no,
it up.
stop,
Let's
stop,
look
stop,
it up
stop,
together.
stop. If I'm wrong, Google it then. Google it and show me
Okay,
where I'm
then
wrong.
let's look it up together.
All right,
Let's look it
then.
up together.
It's Florida.
Let's look it up together.
It's Florida.
Let's
I
look it
already
up
know
together.
this. Last 2 years, Florida. Go
All
ahead,
right,
look
let's
it
look
up.
it up together. Prove me
Go
wrong.
ahead.
Prove me wrong. If you're
I'm
right,
waiting.
prove me wrong.
I'm waiting right here.
I'm
Go
waiting
ahead.
for you.
So
I'm
you're
waiting
not
for
gonna
you,
look
bro.
it up
I'm
then?
waiting.
You're telling me it's
I'm
something
waiting
else,
for you
but
to
go-
look it
all
up.
right then.
I can use the same
All right
argument.
then.
That argument makes no
I already
sense.
know it's
That argument
Florida.
makes no sense.
We're not in a
Okay,
deficit.
well, I
In
know
Florida, we're not in a
California.
deficit right now. We're not in a deficit in
Well,
Florida.
California has to subsidize other small states like
They're
Alabama.
in a deficit
Kansas.
right now. Come on now.
Like the past 50 years?
Florida's
UC
not in a
Berkeley,
deficit.
Stanford, UCLA, UC Santa Barbara. There's so many colleges here that has way better standards, way better higher
What you mean way
education.
better standards? You mean DEI standards?
No, better standards meaning lower acceptance rates, meaning not everybody gets in.
So we doing it
meaning that
based,
there's
so we
a
doing
lot
it based
less
off
people
acceptance
into it.
rates?
Because of merit, because
So
of
we're doing it based off
education standards.
acceptance. You saying lower acceptance rates mean the college is better?
Not necessarily, but it is a factor.
No, so no. First you said lower acceptance rate, and what was the other thing you said to make it better?
Better education meaning it has higher. First of all,
Based
Santa
on
Barbara,
what?
Massachusetts is actually the highest educated state.
Read that.
so-
Read the whole thing in that. Read that whole. I know the article. I know the thing you're looking at. Read the whole thing. What does it say? I know you took.
I just put my laptop away.
I know you took a quick glance and saw Massachusetts. Now read the whole thing where it says Florida, where it talks about Florida. I know exactly what you look. This is not the first time I got in this argument with somebody on live. It's all right then. I know exactly what you looked at. I know exactly what it says. But go ahead.
All right.
All right then. Florida's the best state. That's where I'm from. But we're past that now.
They say they're out.
Here, I just put the link in your chat. Look at it. That's what I was looking at.
Making their signs, getting ready for tomorrow.
I don't see it. It's not there yet.
It says worldpopulationreview.com. Can you see it or no?
I don't see it in the chat.
I just put it in there. It doesn't show up?
Hey, yo,
Florida
man,
is actually 20th from what I'm seeing.
where are you reading?
Hey,
What's your source?
It says world population.
I don't know, man. I just looked it up.
State
dude.
rankings,
I'm not
public
trying
schools.
that hard.
Okay, you're not trying that hard.
Look up
Here, let me look for
worldpopulationreview.com. That's what I'm
Appointed,
looking at.
approved source.
Worldpopulationreview.com.
All right.
Public
We could move on from Florida. It's the best state, bar none. We could move on that. If y'all disagree, y'all allowed to be wrong. Y'all are
Yeah.
allowed to be wrong.
Bro, rich people don't want to live there. Trust me. It's nothing but Euro trash and angry Cubans, self-loathing Cubans. That's all that's there.
Euro
That's what
trash
shit-
in Florida? What you talking about?
Yeah, that's what goes there. Euro trash.
What are you talking about?
Who lives in Florida?
Everybody.
Eurotrash. Who's everybody? Eurotrash.
We're
and
like one of the
self-loathing
top.
Cubans.
We're like one of the top 5 most populated states.
What? Bro, by Eurotrash and self-loathing
I
Cubans.
think it goes
and Venezuelans.
California.
That's all
It's like
there.
California, Texas, New York, and then like Florida, I believe.
Bro,
Not in that order, but
Fidel kicked those Cubans off his island for a reason because they were
Are
so
you mad
self-loathing
are you mad that those
and leeches. Fidel kicked them
okay,
into
I don't want to continue about this
the
stupid
sharks.
argument about Euro trash being in Florida. I don't really care about the Europeans.
That's what's there. Bro, people.
What do you
stay
mean
in
that
New York.
I live here? What are you talking about? Where do you live?
That's what's there. I'm in New York City.
I don't see it. Where do these Euro trash live?
Florida has sharks.
Tampa,
Tampa,
Not a fan of sharks.
Tampa, Coral Springs, where all Eurotrash lives there.
All right, I feel like this is getting a little stupid. Let's move on. Unless y'all want, y'all can talk about this because it's stupid and it's not true. But okay, if you want to believe that, you can.
Bro, the richest people pay like $60,000 a year to send their kids to pre-K in New York. That's how much they love New York, bro.
Who is the
Trump has even
bro? You
said-
talk about New York with some of the highest
Billionaires.
crime rates. You see what happened on the New York
We
subway?
don't have the highest crime rates. Stop it.
I said some of the highest
Looks
crime
like
rate. I
this
didn't
is-
say have the highest crime rate, bar none. You tell me New York is not one of the cities, one of the highest crime
Florida
rates.
has Florida has some of the highest crime rates. Cut it, all those, bro. Let's pull that up. Come on, stop it.
All right, hold on. I'm back. My bad. My fucking phone was dying.
Bro, are you really
What I
trying to
missed?
say New York don't have a high crime rate? Is he really trying to say that?
Okay, that doesn't make any sense, that crime rate, because we're comparing a city, like a big ass state with a lot of people condensed into one city. That
I'm
makes
saying
sense.
I'm saying the state of New York doesn't have a high crime rate compared to other states.
Sharks aren't in New York, so it has to be better. Sharks are in Florida.
Yeah, y'all have crackheads that'll rob y'all.
Pennsylvania.
Y'all,
I'm
don't y'all
just
have a
saying
daggone? Don't
they
y'all have
don't
a
have
daggone?
sharks there.
Isn't Trinidad Raga setting up shop in New York?
What?
They don't have sharks
Didn't
there.
Trinidad Raga set up shop in New York? Isn't that one of the places?
Trinidad
Because all the
Raga.
illegals are there.
First of all,
Ain't all the illegals
First
in
of
New
all,
York
let me ask
robbing
you-
y'all? Come
How
on.
they gonna buy guns, bro? They come here with nothing. Like,
All right, hold on. Let's do
They
this.
You're
could buy
black.
it
You
from
should
one of
know
the. They
better.
could buy it from one of the gang members in New York.
All right, hold on,
what
hold on.
money? You
Let's-
think
let's-
guns
let's
are
clear
cheap?
this up. Hold up, everybody. Hold on,
You
hold
think
on.
illegal guns are cheap?
Let's clear
You're
this up.
from
Let's
the-
clear this up.
You're
Not
black.
every
You
single
should know better. Cut it out.
every single illegal undocumented person is not committing crimes. Not every single
not?
person is a Salvadorian.
Irregardless,
And
all
that's-
those illegals shouldn't be in this
Yeah,
country to
well-
begin with. Irregardless.
Why not?
Okay, true.
There are jobs. There are jobs
That is
here.
true.
They come here
But
to work.
however, should
They
we
come
be
here to work. Why not?
prosecuting people with no due process and just
No.
assuming that because they have a tattoo, we should just send them to El Salvador? That is
You wanna
fucked
let me respond?
up. Not every
You wanna let me
single person
respond?
should
Yeah.
be treated like that.
Ron, let me respond. You're gonna listen to my whole response, or you're just gonna cut me off? Let me know
Hold on,
right
let
now.
me just say one last thing,
shit.
and then let me just say this. If you like what they're doing, right? Fine. Let's have a scenario where at one point then it applies on you. Then at that point,
How would it
Trump
apply
or
to
any
me?
of those
I'm a
guys-
citizen.
Hold on. The second that they
don't
don't
care.
like what you said, like for example, you support Israel or you support Palestine, all of a sudden now you're being
Citizen.
sent to.
You can revoke
Yeah,
someone's
you're being
visa. You can revoke a visa, and you can revoke a green
Okay, but
card.
with due to process,
Marco Rubio,
you
the
have to
Secretary of
due
the
process,
States, have that power.
you can't-
The
you can't prove that you're a
Secretary of
citizen.
State has the power to revoke someone's visa. Wrong or not?
Okay, that doesn't
Marco
matter
Rubio
right now
had the
because if
power
you
to
don't have
revoke
due
a visa.
process, you can't prove
No,
that
he
you're a
doesn't.
citizen.
Yes,
you
he
can't
does.
prove that you're a citizen if you have
No, he doesn't.
if you have no due
You're-
process, you can't prove that you're
exactly.
a
Y'all
citizen.
gonna let me talk?
Okay,
Y'all
so
wanna
that's why
respond?
we need to
Y'all wanna
protect these
respond?
people. In order to have a protection into people to have a due process, you have to prove that you're a citizen. If you can't do that, then all of a sudden,
Mira,
if you are a
cálmate.
citizen,
Yo tengo
you
acá
can't
para
prove
ti.
it, then you're fucked. Then you're all of a sudden you're in Salvador.
Mira, yo
Then
tengo
you're all
acá
like,
para ti. I got
fuck.
something for you. I got something for you. Cálmate. Okay, you know what?
You have-
Let me
Hey,
tell you.
whoa,
prove
whoa,
that
whoa,
you're a
whoa, whoa, whoa.
citizen.
Why the fuck are you saying cálmate?
Yeah, you
Yo,
have to
chill out, bro. I'm not saying some like.
I'm just joking
some
around.
like that,
Chill
bro.
out. Chill
Yeah,
out.
no, listen,
All right,
what
then,
he's
if I
saying
say
is you have
something,
to
then you
prove
can't
that
be
you're a
doing the same
citizen
thing.
too. How are you
Bruh.
going to prove that without due process?
Y'all
How are you
want
going
me-
to prove
can I
you're a
respond
citizen
now?
without due process?
Can I respond
All right,
now?
let him respond. Let him respond. I want to hear this bullshit
Yeah.
answer.
First of
Yeah.
all, due process is the process that is due to you, right? So for someone that lives in America, when they commit a crime, they don't go straight to a judge. They first get arrested, and then they get processed by the officer, and then they say, oh yeah, they get arraigned, and they go see the judge, and then they say, all right, you're gonna be charged, blah blah blah. But for someone that is illegal and they come here illegally, this is their due process. They get captured by ICE. ICE process them. ICE does the research, say, hey yo, do you have a daggone green card? Do you have a citizenship, like license or any form of ID? Oh no. Oh, are you a citizen of this country? Oh, from their daggone investigation, they say, hey, this person is not a citizen of this citizenship, don't have citizenship for this country. They don't have a green card. They don't have a visa. They don't have any legal protection status for them to remain in this country, right? And through that investigation, they say, yo, all we gotta do now is send them back home. That is the due process for a legal immigrant. You don't gotta go to court. When Obama, the deporter-in-chief himself, he didn't send all of them to a judge first. That's not what he did. He said, oh, y'all don't got the paperwork y'all need to be in this country? Yeah, we could prove that y'all here illegally? All right, we kick them out. Now y'all gonna talk about special cases, but what about so-and-so with a visa? So-and-so with a visa can get was doing stuff in support of Hamas. The Secretary of State, Mark Rubio, has the power to the Secretary of State has the power to revoke someone's visa.
Right, correct, but they have
so
to
now
prove
what
that.
did I
He can't just say he's a H supporter and then just they have to prove that.
I agree with you. Some people get detained. No. Some people get
all they said was
some people get detained
she
first.
This fucking pro-op.
She's detained. She hasn't been kicked out yet. She's currently detained. You talking about the girl that runs the stuff first? The girl that's running stuff in support of Hamas is detained.
She didn't even write, and she just wrote.
She's detained. They're investigating.
Exactly.
She's detained and being investigated.
All right, hold on. Let me say this real quick. The fact that that's not a problem to you is worrying because the second that they
then why don't you vote for someone to change the law?
Bro, can you let me talk? I let you talk,
bad,
bro.
Sorry, go ahead.
All right. The fact that it's not applying to a citizen is fine until it applies to a citizen. Let's say because they're not allowing the non-citizens being protected by the First Amendment, which it's supposed to do.
Stop,
everybody
I'm
who's
confused.
in the land of the.
You talking about they're not allowing? Go back again. Start.
Okay. In the Constitution protects every person's that's in this country, not every citizen, every person's. So that means that everybody has the right to express themselves. The second that it doesn't apply to a citizen, all of a sudden, for example, the Trump administration says, hey, I don't like what you just said. It could be whatever. It could be literally, I don't like the fact that you are anti-vax because JFK Jr. is saying that, hey, I'm anti-vax and I don't like that you're anti-vax, JFK. Oh, and then Trump is like, yo, I don't like that. All right, boom, let me go and deport you. I don't give a fuck where you're from. You say you're a citizen? You would, huh? Because you're not a U.S. citizen. And guess what? You don't have a due process. That is a concerning
they have paperwork? When they have some type of legal document proving that they're a citizen?
There's no due process. There's no due process, so you can't prove it,
What you
bro.
mean? I just proved there was due process. You just don't like the process that is due to them. You don't like the process that they're entitled to.
Exactly,
you want them to be not able to kick. You want them to stay here regardless. No. You don't like the law because you disagree with it. You're not like it's not your problem with the law is not that it's wrong. Your problem with the law, you don't like it because you disagree with it.
No, it's wrong. You're against the fucking Constitution because you're not allowing the freedom of expression and allowing not for a due process to prove that you are a U.S. citizen. The fact that
the Constitution, our legal documents allow them to get expedited, kicked out without having to go to a judge. Huh? The Constitution, our legal documents say we can expedite them out of here. They're not everybody's entitled to a judge.
No,
but some of them here are on asylum.
Y'all talking at the same time.
Oh, sorry. They're kicking anyone out. People here on asylum that they're kicking out. They're not giving them a chance.
If they prove that their asylum thing is false, they could get kicked out. Even if you're here 30 years and you say I'm here for asylum, and you say wait a minute, who's after you? So and so. There's no such thing as a so and so. You're not legally allowed to be here.
Okay, but hold on. Let me just say this really quick. Okay, I know that Biden will open the borders, and that is a problem for a lot of the right side. But if you think about it, wouldn't you rather let them go through asylum and go through the port of entry or go find an ICE agent through the border rather than sneaking and going through the illegal process and kind of like getting away with it? Wouldn't you prefer that they go through an ICE agent and go through that process rather than just fuck it? Let them just.
We agree with y'all. Y'all could do that. Go to a legal port of entry, remain in Mexico.
Okay, not everybody is from Mexico though. That's the problem.
If you're if you're at the border of daggone Mexico and America, and you're not from Mexico, that means Mexicos don't have a problem with you. So you can't. So while you're leaving Mexico, you don't have an asylum claim against Mexico. You're from another country, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, but the problem is they're trying to go through the U.S., not to Mexico. They're just using Mexico as a way to get.
Why do they have to come? If you're seeking asylum, right? Why don't you go to the first safe country? If let's say you're in daggone Ecuador, right?
Because
Mexico don't have a problem with you. Why don't you just stay in Mexico?
I don't know. Ask them, bro. A lot of the people are going down from, like, for example, Guatemala.
That's the whole remain in Mexico.
Hold on.
Guatemala, that's the whole remain in Mexico
Chile,
thing.
Venezuela.
You can't tell people where they want to put asylum.
The Constitution literally tells you can't be here if we don't. Excuse me. The Constitution says you can't be here if you don't like to. What do you mean we can't tell them that? We literally can by the Constitution. What are you talking about?
They already. Right, some of them already in the system.
So you mean they broke the law?
They've been processed.
It's a civil case.
It's not a crime.
Criminal.
It's a
not a criminal case. It's a civil.
Whoa.
It's a civil. Just like
you remember when AOC tried that against Holman? And he was like, "Nah, Mira, that's not correct. It's a crime." And he quoted the exact order and stuff, not whatever thing. He quoted her. She said, "This is the crime that they break when they come here legally." Y'all remember when AOC was questioning Holman? Y'all remember that?
So
I'm pretty sure that's where y'all got it from, saying it's civil.
CHS website.gov.
Huh?
The problem is that there are a lot of the immigrants from like Guatemala, Colombia, Chile, all of these poor countries are entering the U.S. is because they have this imagination or this maybe disbelief, which is probably something that we need to fix also. But the fact is that they believe that they need to go to the U.S. because they should probably go there so that they can get rich or get a better life. That's
so it's not for asylum.
No, hold on. Stop changing the subject real quick. Let me get to my point. The fact is, they are trying to go over there because they have a misconception that they think that all of a sudden, I heard this before, where people, they're just throwing out money.
You dropped out for a second. Say that again.
I hear this a lot.
No,
a lot of people think that
you dropped out. Your audio dropped out for a second. You start you gotta say that part. Some parts again. Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying that a lot of people have a misconception about the U.S., especially from poor countries. They think that in the U.S. they just throw out money, which is obviously wrong, and they think that if they work, they're gonna earn money and they're gonna get rich because they are thinking U.S. dollars is equal to 100 pesos, right? Oh, let's just give it an idea.
It's like $1 US, 30 Mexico, right? Or
20 pesos, 20 Mexican pesos. It's like 20 Mexican pesos.
I got a question.
And they think
quick question before you continue.
Are
they doing it for asylum or are they economic migrants?
Some of them are asylum.
It could be both. But a lot of the times,
what are they seeking asylum from? What's currently happening in South America or below in other countries that they're seeking asylum?
There's a lot of gangs. People that don't want to pay off gangs.
Like Trinidad Wagwa?
Yeah.
There's so many.
Trinidad Wagwa's taking over apartments in Colorado. Trinidad Wagwa's in New York. I'll look up the article. Aurora, Colorado, Trinidad Wagwa. You want me to look it up?
Have you watched on YouTube Channel 5?
Do you know how many gangs there are in New York? You think they're gonna let some wetbacks come over? I'm Latino.
Whoa.
You think I'm Latino? I'm Latino.
No bueno. Hola, papi. No bueno.
You know what I mean? You think they're gonna let some skinny people from Venezuela come over and take over these Dominican gangs, these Puerto Rican gangs, these black gangs? Are you crazy?
All they got to do is be more violent and rootful.
That's not gonna happen. Are you out of your mind?
Hold on. Have you watched?
They're gonna let them take over the drug game.
I'd recommend you watching Channel 5 with Andrew. Forget his last name. He makes a good ass video taking on the real true reasons why there's people thinking that there's a gangs takeover and a whole invasion.
Yeah, that's
It
dumb.
goes into depth. And I really
New
recommend you
York
watching
Post,
it.
apartment complex overran by Trende Raga. Come on now.
Overran.
You're reading the New
Exaggeration.
York Post. That's like a Zionist reg. They're mad
What
at the
about
world
CBS
today.
News? Is that,
You're
is
not
that good
supporting.
enough?
Bro,
What?
can you
Is
listen to
CBS
me, bro?
News good enough? What about USA Today?
That's
What about Denver
all of them.
7?
So USA Today, all that's owned by Fox News, by News Corp, all that.
So okay,
USA
okay. So
Today,
you
New
don't.
York
So you
Post,
just don't trust
all
any news source that
Zionist
says something
rag.
that disagrees with you, then, right?
No,
What
if
about
it's
the
if it's a
NPR?
real one. What do they say? Go ahead, NPR. What does it say?
No. Do you trust the NPR? Before I say what they say, I need to find a news source you agree with before you say, "Oh, I don't agree with them if they say something I don't like."
I trust independent media. That's who I trust.
What about Tim Pool then? He's independent media.
Are you crazy, Tim Pool?
So you don't trust independent media then?
No, he's a Russian. He's a Russian agent. He just got exposed for receiving millions from Russia.
Niet.
You
That's
know
not what
that's
happened.
true. Cut it out.
That's not what happened.
Bro, he was.
I got
he was
okay.
crying.
Okay, in regards to that, right? So you're telling me that they're
Bro, I'm
economic
from-
migrants
I'm
and they're not daggone seeking asylum.
Listen,
and they're not
I'm
asking where they're
from
seeking
New York.
asylum from. They're seeking asylum from the gangs. And I'm saying,
Yeah, from
okay,
different gangs.
why don't
was not
why
the only
don't
gang.
they
There's
stop?
MS-13. There's
Why don't
South American gangs.
Why don't they
there's
stop at the
Caribbean
first
gangs.
safe country? Why do they not stop at the first safe country?
What's the first safe country?
If you're in Ecuador, how many countries is between you and America?
Bro, there are no jobs. There are nothing. They're
not seeking asylum. They're economic
Of course
migrants.
they are. Listen,
So,
of course, but
what are they seeking
those
asylum
gangs
from?
are everywhere. Where is it, bro? Those countries are overrun by gangs. All of them. Have you never been to South America?
No,
There's
why
a
would I
gang
go
problem
there?
everywhere. Well, you're asking. All right. I don't
So
know.
you think there's a gang problem everywhere? So we should allow everybody that's south of the border in here?
Listen, the way those gangs operate.
Answer that question. Answer the question. You saying
What
there's
do you mean?
gangs everywhere? So anyone from south of the border should be allowed to come in here?
No, I don't. I don't believe that. But
There's gangs everywhere, though, right?
yeah, that doesn't mean millions. That doesn't mean millions of people seeking
But there's
asylum.
gangs everywhere, like you said, though, right?
They are, but
So
it doesn't
there-
make
so-
hundreds of millions.
You don't see the holes in your argument.
I don't.
You said there's gangs everywhere, so we should allow people
There
in
are.
here, but not everybody. Why are these people? Why should we allow people that are getting involved with gangs in the country?
They're not getting involved. So,
what
a lot
are
of
they
them are being. A lot of them are being extorted. That's what I'm. Let me explain to you how it works. So if you run a business in a South American country, say in a poor country, you have these gangs that come over and they try to they'll try to get you for money. They say, hey, if you don't pay this, we're gonna kill you. If you don't pay us for protection,
so
we're gonna kill
that's
you.
the reason
what
they talk
happens
to
every
MS-13 and smuggle them in here.
all of that, bro. If they're like, hey, if you don't, who knows? But I'm just giving you one example of how they extort the communities.
So that's
what
so
people
everyone
do.
everyone that came here seeking asylum, that's their story, or were they
I'm not saying
economic
that's their
migrants?
exact story. I'm giving you an example that's
You view
prevalent
the
in South
world in a very
America.
black and white.
That's how
way.
that goes. That's prevalent in South America. Because you understand, they don't have money to have cops on every corner or FBI. A lot of these countries they don't even have police cars.
So
They don't even have
they're
police
they're in
cars,
their
bro.
country that have a gang problem, and there's
Yeah.
one other country before they get to America. Why don't they just stop
Who?
there?
Name one. Name one.
Okay, before you get
Every country is
Argentina,
super
before you get to
violent.
America, there's
Argentina,
Mexico.
Bro, Argentina, their economy collapsed, so it's like mayhem. I mean,
Why don't
they're
they go?
good
Why don't they
parts.
go to Mexico?
Huh?
Why don't they go to
has the
Mexico?
cartels, bro.
Because
It's a lot of
Mexico has
gangs
similar
everywhere.
problems.
So we should allow everybody in here. Then that's what y'all. It seems like y'all
Who's
trying to say. We should
everybody?
allow
I never said
not
that.
anyone,
everyone's
but anyone
being-
south of the border that says they're trying to get here because of that gone. They fear for their life or anything like that. Or should we investigate them and say, "Yo, you don't have a good asylum claim, so you can't come in here"? Does that not make sense?
Well, you can investigate them, sure, but I mean, you can't just turn them away or lock them up in concentration camps.
No, we could just say remain in Mexico. What about that? If they come here at the border, at a port of entry, we say while we process your stuff, you stay in Mexico. Is that bad?
Well, I think it should be like half and half or 3/4 and a quarter, whatever the rate is. I mean, we're a rich country. We depend on illegals.
I'm here.
We should pay something.
So we're a rich country, right? And we have all these problems where we can't pay health insurance. So we should allow illegals in.
It's not that we can't; it's we don't. We don't tax enough of the rich.
Yeah.
So okay, so
that's all it is.
So isn't tariffs? So you're pro tariffs then, right? We need to tax people more, right?
I'm pro some tariffs. I'm not pro
taxing
blanket tariffs.
corporations.
I'm not a
and the
communist. I'm not a communist.
Okay, you not a red. You cool with me? If you not a red, you already cool with me, big dog.
Yeah,
you're not a communist. We cool. So I got a question. How much taxes do you think the rich pays? What percentage of tax do you think the rich pays?
Oh,
not enough.
They not enough. They steal everything. I'm from New York. You see people stealing all the time. Come on, are you crazy? People make money for. Do you know how much money rich people made during? Do you know how much money rich people made during C-19? Bro, if you were a small business owner, bro, the government just threw money at you, and they were all milking it.
What percentage of taxes do you believe the top 1% pays?
Well, I don't know.
It's like 15% or something, right?
You say 15. I'm looking it up right now for y'all. I got y'all.
Bro, if they raise the cap, if
40?
You know the poorest people. You know some of the poorest people in America don't pay taxes.
Yeah, they shouldn't have to.
Shouldn't if they're poor? Why are they going to pay taxes?
This is pretty simple.
I'm trying to say. You think
more?
Okay, what about the top 10%? How much do you think they pay?
They pay nothing. Bro, these companies pay nothing.
74% of taxes.
Amazon paid zero. Trump used to pay zero taxes.
Okay. So how come no one changed the laws if that was such a big deal?
Because they write them. They pay lobbyists to write the laws in their favors. What are you? Are you newborn?
No, I'm like 31 years old.
Exactly, bro. The richest people in Washington, D.C. that live in the biggest house are lobbyists that are funded by these corporations that pay their salaries. That's why they live in the richest neighborhood. Lobbyists.
So you telling me that? So it sounds like you saying we should have an organization that goes and check for fraud and maybe fire some people and move some of these organizations outside of DC.
We do have that.
So you agree that we should fire some of the people in DC and move them to other places in the state so they can't lobby as well.
I think we shouldn't have lobbyists. Correct.
Isn't that what my boy Trump's trying to do?
No, are you
Isn't
crazy?
that what Trump's trying to do?
No, that's not what
Bro, he's got nothing but lobbyists in his administration. It's nothing but lobbyists in the Trump
Jr. is
cabinet.
a lobbyist. Tulsi Gabbard's a lobbyist. Those are Democrats.
All of them.
So who's doing the good job? Who you think is good? Who do you think is doing good?
Not much. I think all of them have been bought out.
So you think everyone in our government is bought out, right?
Yeah.
Not all of
progressives. When are you running then?
Like the Squad, AOC. The only one on the
right.
When
are you running then?
I can't run.
You know who's not bought out on the right?
Thomas
Massey.
Are you an illegal?
Thomas Massey.
West, are you an illegal?
No, I'm 18.
I was born in New York.
So when do you plan on running for
I have illegals in my family. I
don't know off the top of my head, dude.
I'm Latino.
I'm in high school. I don't think about that shit.
Y'all are complaining that, everyone in the government is corrupt. There's not one person that's good, but you're not gonna be the person that runs. Who you think was?
I just said who was.
Who?
Bro, it takes too much. It takes millions of dollars to run. You have to sell yourself.
What about
these lobbyist groups and these
there's
to run.
AOC don't take lobbyist money.
They're not going to support.
AOC don't take huge corporate. Don't have corporate donors.
She doesn't, but she's very.
Matt Gaetz don't have corporate donors. MTG.
Yeah, he's one of the few. And Matt Gaetz got kicked out. Look what they did to Matt Gaetz.
He was the GOAT, bro.
I agree with him.
Matt Gaetz the GOAT.
Yeah, well, they got rid of him.
Cause he was too goated.
They got rid of him.
He was too goated. So wait.
Okay, he's out. The only one on the right that's honest. Honestly, I don't agree with his politics. Is Thomas Massey. The only one that doesn't receive AIPAC money, doesn't receive corporate money. The only one. And on the right, it's the Squad. The people.
Wait, you don't like Byron Donalds?
Ilhan Omar. You have.
You don't like Byron Donalds?
Donalds is a corporate puppet. Hell no. Are you
Byron
crazy?
Donalds is my boy, bro. I voted for him this election. I was so happy to vote for my boy, bro. That's my boy right there, Byron Donald.
He's a crook. How much money has he stolen? Are you crazy? You
Tell
look
me
it up.
how much money have he stolen?
He's a crook.
How much money have he stolen?
Millions.
From?
Bro, you do a quick Google search. Millions.
No.
He got caught
Go
stealing.
ahead. You making the claim. You defend your claim. Y'all. When I made a claim,
You told
y'all.
us to look shit up earlier. Why don't you look shit up?
Yeah,
I'm not
go
making
ahead.
that claim.
Look, I can look it up. I'll look.
If you make a claim, you should be the one that defend it, right?
Yeah, you didn't do that earlier though.
It was. I already knew the sources was saying it was like Newsmax or some Newsweek or some shit. It was Newsweek. That was the source that said that Florida was number 1 and number 2 in America for education.
I cannot understand anything you're saying.
It was Newsweek that said Florida was a number 1 for the last 2 years in education. And when he looked it up, I know it was saying Massachusetts for I think it was like now when you factor K through 12 and college is Florida. When you factor I think one of them is Massachusetts.
What?
Hey, Christina Torres and Tin Man. If you don't understand me, you don't understand me, big dog. I don't know what to tell you.
It's Christian,
my bad. I'm not English is my second language.
No, you good, man. You good.
What you got for us?
I understood you.
I think Massachusetts. I'm pretty sure Massachusetts K through 12 is ranked. Well, Massachusetts is number 1 in public schools. I think that's the stat you're trying to look for. Massachusetts is number 1 in public schools, and in like I believe in universities, it's like top 10.
It is, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I guess you can make that notion that Florida could be number 1, but I don't think it is, especially in public schools. They have pretty decent private schools, from my understanding, but they're not good in public schools, like at all.
And those public schools aren't going to get any better with the Department of Education cut, you know? So.
Yeah.
Wait. Only 10% of the Department of Education's budget goes to the schools. What is so great about what are the Department of Education doing
less.
so good?
That still matters, dude.
No. Stop. Instead of making that money go through the Department of Education, why don't we just give it to the states?
We do. Schools are funded by states as well.
Yes,
Like
instead of giving that
majority-
10% to the Department of Education, we get that 10% to the states.
We do.
Massachusetts was only number 1 last year. The year before it was Florida and New Jersey.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it's like a one-off.
Massachusetts.
One-off.
Yeah, Massachusetts is usually like top 5, pretty much every year.
But for public schools,
And
Florida's
Amazon
Florida's never in the
7.2
top 10, are
million
they?
taxes.
No,
for last.
for public schools
they aren't.
No, public schools no. They're like bottom.
Yeah,
They're like bottom percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
What brings them up is the private schools. That's what brings them up.
Yeah, 100%. That like
It doesn't. The public school
I'm trying
system.
to figure out how to do this. I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
Oh, there's
So
something.
Shaka make it display this for y'all. That Florida's the best. What's that say? Number 1 in education.
We can't see very much of that. Can you make it a bit smaller? No, other way.
Other
Not
way.
bigger, smaller.
yeah, but we just said like the private schools are the one that kind of carries them. Just because it says pre-K through 12 doesn't mean it's all public schools.
Let me know if I'm doing good. Can y'all see it? No, we're number 1 in higher education. That is what brings us to the top. We're number 10 in pre-K to 12.
Yeah, but that still is accounted for like private schools. I'm talking about public education.
So you only count only public education?
Yeah, like right now because that's what the majority of people like use.
Now I prove my point. We're gonna stop having me bring this up. We gotta keep bringing this up every now and then.
What's your point?
What's your point?
Well, I said Florida's number 1 in education. Everyone was saying, no, it's not. No, it's not Florida. Oh my goodness, not Florida. Florida can be. Come on now.
I think you're misconstruing. It's the fact that it's not public school education because
I'm not. Where do you get that? Where are you getting that? It's not public education.
Not everyone could afford private school.
Where are you getting that? It's not
at.
public education. Now this is only private.
because it like doesn't directly say that it is only public schools. It would
It
say
literally
that. You
doesn't
know?
say overall best public school.
It says K through 10. The quality of community
Yeah,
schools.
K
can
through
be
12 are the grades. K through 12 are the grades. It doesn't mean what type of school it means.
The
It
quality
just
of a
means what
community
grades.
school can be central to family aspiration, although the public education have largely been a local matter for a school board and state that allocates most of the funding. The federal government has played a large role for the past. Okay, bam, right here. It says public schools. It says right there for y'all. It says right there for y'all. Right there.
I see Florida 41 in public school education. That's what I see.
Where it says that,
41.
where it says public school. Where it says, I'm gonna highlight on this one.
I can't really read it.
I see
Public
I
education.
cannot read that.
This is saying it's public education. It's number 10 in public education, number 1 altogether. And what source are you reading that says is 41?
right here. I just put it in your chat. You said you don't see it. I
Bro,
don't
I'm
know how
not
to do it.
I don't know if links are not
Can
working in the
anyone see the
chat.
link I just put or no? It
Links
says
don't work in the chat.
worldpopulationreview.com
World-
/ state dash rankings.
Right, hey, yo, are y'all seeing that in the
worldpopulationreview.com.
chat? Because I feel retarded now. I shouldn't use that
Links
word.
don't work in the chat.
Can
Huh?
anyone see it or no?
Yeah, links don't work in the chat.
Oh, shit. See, I didn't know that. But I'm looking at worldpopulationreview.com / state.
Oh, wait. Actually, no. Because this list.
Websites and malware-ridden downloads.
World Population Review.
What's it
Population
say in public
Review.com.
education?
The untrained eye may
Do you see it?
she is extraordinary.
WorldPopulationReview.com. You say, and you, what do you type? What do you put in the search bar? Just tell me what you Google search to get to that site.
Who has the best public education in the U.S.? Public
Right now, it's Massachusetts.
Who has the best public school education in the U.S.? That's what I put.
They won it in 2024.
Yeah.
But Florida won it
Best
before
public-
that. Before
You said public education in the U.S.
Public school education.
Public school.
Education.
It's Massachusetts. Whatever website you look.
Yeah, it's Massachusetts.
Yeah, I don't understand.
What's the point of it?
I don't know what argument he's trying to make. To be honest,
I found.
I don't know.
I said
I'm not
Florida's
even
the
from.
best.
I'm
and you
not
saying
from
it's
Florida,
not.
but I'm just. Or Massachusetts.
You say you're from Massachusetts?
No, and you can tell by my voice, I'm not from Massachusetts.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I thought. Yeah. I was gonna say you don't sound like.
Okay,
it. I'm from
wait. Where were we at before this?
Wait, so if
We're
I
talking
get
about
off,
taxes.
if I get off this chat, then I can post the links, right or no?
I don't think you could post the
No.
links in the. You could post the link in the TikTok
Oh, I
chat.
can.
TikTok blocks links.
Yeah.
Oh, it does. Okay, I didn't know that.
I've been on here a month and know that.
I didn't know that. I don't get on these lives. I was just
Here a
protecting my
month.
man Luigi. I was like, wait
And
a
you gotta.
second.
Luigi,
You gotta
your
have,
boy that's getting his cheeks tucked right
here
now
for
in
Luigi.
jail. They bending Luigi
Oh,
over
that's the
hard.
Well, what? He probably likes that. Who cares? Leave Luigi alone.
I thought he had back pain. He thought I have a whole lot of back pain, boy. All right,
Luigi's the GOAT. Come on.
Luigi not the goat,
Luigi's-
bro.
Luigi scared
I got a
all
question. I got a
those-
question. I got a question.
Luigi
So
scared all
what
those
did
billionaire
Luigi
fucks.
accomplish?
He scared all of them. He put them on notice.
Who was scared?
Bro, they're trying to give him the death penalty.
Because he murdered
Like
someone.
he's a terrorist. Huh?
I believe you end someone's life. We can end yours.
Are you talking? Was that in New York? Did that happen in New York?
Yeah, that happened in New York.
That's a guy.
They ain't
who,
giving nobody no death penalty, bro.
They're not going to
In
give it.
New
That's
York.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
They would have to
They're
try him
pursuing
in
federal
federal.
charges.
Yeah, that's the only way.
The federal government could do it.
Bro, any
Yeah, they
jury
ain't
in
gonna
New
do
York
that.
is going to let him go. They're going to let him
They
go.
need to bring him down.
Yeah, they're gonna
They
let
need to
that
try
boy
him in
walk.
Florida. Let me be on
Yeah,
that.
no-
Guilty. Oh, we haven't even started trial yet. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
I'm gonna be honest.
Guilty.
I'm gonna be honest.
New Yorkers are going to let him walk.
Hey
They
yo,
don't want
hey
that.
yo.
No, they are.
Let me pull the switch, bro. Let me pull the switch for Luigi. I'm like, oh boy.
They're not gonna have the blood of Robin Hood on their hands.
I'm gonna be honest though, like I don't agree with like what he did, but I'm not surprised. Like I felt like it was gonna happen to someone regardless. Eventually.
But
You know
what
I'm saying?
did it accomplish?
Yeah,
It
what did he
made
do it
people
for?
aware of what's going on.
Oh,
Bro,
wait. You saying it made people aware what's going on? You think people didn't know our healthcare system was messed up before this?
But it did, but it galvanized. It showed people, hey, there are a
Okay,
lot
you
of
said
people
it
going through the
galvanized.
same
Galvanized
shit.
them to do what?
Bro, put these CEOs on blast. Put them on notice.
What does that
Put
mean?
them on
What does
notice.
put them on notice mean? What does put them on notice get you?
It means, stop being so greedy, or someone might take you out.
You tell me
Stop
the
denying claims, or
CEO
someone's gonna
stop
take
being
you
greedy,
out.
or they just hire better security.
They can hire better. Bro, anyone can get touched. You know that. Cut it out, bro. There's not enough security for anybody. They almost got Trump.
My boy Donald Trump's
almost got
untouchable. They can't touch Trump. I'm
Nobody's
just saying.
untouchable.
You can't touch
They almost
Trump.
touched him.
You come
he
for the
got a
kill, you better not
video
miss.
of
I'm just saying. The goal right there. He was like, you can't touch him. Down. Come on now. What? No. Think about it. What changed?
He didn't even dodge it. It was just a bad shot.
What changed?
It was just a bad shot.
What changed though? For serious.
Little incel.
What actually changed?
Host, you just call another man king? That is wild, bro.
Was that funny to y'all? Okay.
Oh,
That was a drive-by.
Someone's traveling.
That was me. What did I say?
Huh?
Yeah, what did I say?
I don't know. Your stuff is being flagged.
Should I go?
I would just watch it.
Yeah, it's probably the language or something like that.
You know how people say unalive instead of just like those. You gotta use those words.
Oh, okay. Unalive. Okay. Ooh. Damn. I'm just bugging out. It's not even a serious chat.
Nah,
serious.
They're just pretty strict on it, to be honest.
Damn, I've never seen that. I was like, what the hell is that?
Maybe because of the topic we talk about, the boy that's getting his cheeks clapped right now. Maybe that's why it's on it. That's why I have a little image of Luigi like that. Like, oh no, not to me.
You saying that, but like, there's been a news report saying he's getting too many love letters from like girls all around.
Yeah, are those girls in prison with him?
Yeah, but they all support him in prison.
He's getting love letters. He got back pain so much he can't even enjoy cheeks.
They're all supporting him in prison. You know they're all supporting him in prison.
No. You told me stop that. He's getting love letters. First of all, his back hurts so much he can't even enjoy cheeks. So why does those love letters matter?
Bro, you know every single person in that prison is probably supporting him.
Why? Why would they support him? Is he in their gang? You think these prisoners care so much about universal health care? You think prisoners are like, hey, yo, someone, he did that for us. You really think they think that? Or they worry about something else? You think they come on now. Y'all are painting some story about this dude that's not actually true. Y'all trying to make him seem like a martyr. Y'all trying to make him seem like he's like a hero or something. He's not. He's a criminal. And they should throw the book at him.
Yeah, you see, that's great. I literally just said I don't agree with what he did, but it's like it was gonna happen eventually. That's the thing.
Yeah.
But that makes it okay.
We're talking about happen eventually.
But you're telling me all these healthcare companies, right, that like try to cut every corner from you either getting your surgery or a family member going to live or something like that. You tell me not. Every person in the U.S. that has health insurance, you tell me there's not going to be one person in that world or in that life is not going to like crash out one day and just start unaliving.
You see it like that, or do you see it like this? If a health insurance company pays everybody's claim all the time, would they run out of money?
Well, I'm in the
So you do not think better like, hey yo, we could take care of 80% of the people, or we could try to do 100 and take care of nobody.
Bro, they're making billions a year.
Yeah.
So you just gonna so wait, stop.
It's okay.
Let's address my
Money.
question. Let's address my question right here. Let's address the question I raised.
I just did.
Let's address the question.
This is the
You just
argument,
said they're
though.
making billions a year.
The CEO that he unalived,
They're making billions.
that company is
United-
known for declining almost 90%. They
Yeah.
declined 90%
So
of their
y'all,
gains.
so we didn't hear my question, right? So we're gonna ask.
It's
we
just
didn't hear my
all
question.
money.
Y'all
It's
just
all
didn't ignore the
money.
question though.
But you're ignoring my claim.
No, you didn't
I
even
agree
address my
with you. I
question.
think it's
CEO that he
horrible.
unalived, that company is 100% known for decline. One of the highest decline rates of every
He didn't even have insurance for that company
every
though.
claim. Sorry.
No, stop,
Huh?
stop. You're telling me. So answer this question. Answer this question. I'm just gonna ask you one more time.
That company was.
Is it better that you try to pay everybody's thing and end up paying nobody's, or pay 80% of it and some people die? Which one is better? You can have nobody
Bro,
have
they've
insurance,
been-
or just
they've been-
80% of the time?
they've
It's
been-
like, which one is better? Which one do you think is better?
Bro, they've been
Which one do you think is
profiting
better? Which
billions
one do you
for
think is better?
years.
Which one do you think is better?
Why don't
Which one do you
they-
think is
why
better?
don't
Which one do you
they
think is better? Which one do you
advertise-
think is better? Answer the question.
I just did. They've
You
been
just said-
profiting for billions.
answer. That's not
for
an answer.
years.
That's not an answer. Answer the question.
That is an answer.
That's not
That's
an answer.
reality.
That's not an answer.
So if they're
So
not, if they don't,
which one do you
if they
which one
don't
do you
make
prefer?
billions this
80%
year,
or
that's
zero? Which
fine.
one do you prefer? 80% or
They're
zero?
not- Bro, they're denying
80% or
90%
zero?
of the claim.
80% or zero?
What are you talking about? Who's 80%? They're denying.
So
90,
answer the
they're
question.
using AI
Answer the
to
question.
deny
Answer the
claims.
question. All right,
What
Jake.
even
You
is
can't
the
answer the question
question?
because you know the answer.
Your
But
your
the fact
facts
that it is,
are
you know
wrong.
the answer because they could.
Yeah,
You rather than go out of business and not be able to take care of anybody.
But it's not that black and white though.
So you
It's
telling me
not.
if they
It's
pay
not that
everybody's
black and
stuff,
white.
they wouldn't run out of money?
Bro, they're all right.
You
ready?
telling me if they
Here,
pay everybody's
no,
stuff, they wouldn't
you're
work of
not-
money?
you're
Yes or
not
no?
here, bro, you're
You
not
telling
here.
me if they pay
cover-
everybody's
All
claims,
right.
they wouldn't run out of money?
So say they cover 80% of the people.
You
but they're
telling
dec-
me if they
they
pay
are-
everybody's
they are denying
claim, they wouldn't run out of money?
90%
Yes or
of
no?
those people. They are
All
denying
right then.
90% of
Hey
those
Blaine,
people.
what's up, dog?
They are like that's
happening,
crazy.
What's your opinion on this?
They can't pay every false claim that's out there, man. Insurance companies, to the most, is a scam. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna make that money, but
There you go.
I understand they can't
Insurance
pay
companies
everybody's
is a
false
scam.
claim, brother.
You know the biggest
It
scam
is.
about
We all
insurance?
agree
Y'all know
with
the biggest scam about insurance? Why the reason that insurance is tied to your job or a lot of places is because the government say, hey, we don't think this person should be paid that much money. So companies say, you know what, we'll offer them insurance as an incentive. That way we can technically be paying them more without paying them more. So why don't we try to change the law? Say, you know what, a lot of people to get paid whatever instead of saying he's getting paid above the market rate, so he can't have. There's a problem with that. Would that not make more sense?
I think what?
Okay,
pay
okay. Back
into
in
something.
listen to this. Back in the day, right? Insurance companies, not insurance companies. People say, "I'm gonna hire this dude. I'm gonna pay him $30." The federal government say, "Yo, every other company is paying him $20. Why are you paying him $30?" And they'll get investigated for that, right? So these companies said, instead of paying him $30, I'll pay him $20 and offer incentives like insurance. So now insurance became tied to your employer.
Wait a second. You can pay people whatever you want to pay them. What are you talking about?
No, you cannot.
Insurance is for people.
If you pay
Yes, you
someone
can.
too much,
I run a business.
Insurance
I
is
pay
for people to have a
overmarket.
backup
if you
plan,
pay
man.
people too much, you can
pay
get
into it.
investigated for fraud.
What?
If you pay
I've never
someone
been
too much,
investigated.
yeah, okay, you're
I've
lucky.
never been
Just because you
investigated.
never,
I
just because it
pay
never happened to
people
you, doesn't
way
mean it
over
doesn't
market.
happen. Just because it doesn't happen to you, doesn't mean it doesn't happen. If you can look, you
Okay,
can look this. Let's look this up, right? We want to look this up, right?
Doesn't doesn't that
Go
only
ahead, you're the
happen
one.
when
I
it's
can't
like-
post links. Go ahead. You have to look
Wait,
them
doesn't
up.
that only happen when it's like a crazy amount of money?
He's got video. That's why he can look it up. He can show you on his video.
Yeah,
Y'all
you
can
can
share
show us
your
on your
screen.
video.
Most of those are fraud, brother.
Well, if you can't share your screen if you don't have 300 more followers.
Oh, my bad, then.
Yeah. I'm never on here, bro.
We're nobodies, so we don't have 300 followers.
Bro, I'm a nobody too, bro. No one knows me. The only people that's watching is y'all, bro.
I'm gonna give you a follow, Demenis. Even though I don't really like you, but I'm gonna follow you.
Bro, what I do that was wrong? Just because we disagree. Bro, sooner or later, you keep listening to my contact, you could be MAGA as fuck. I'm just telling you that now.
You're gonna be voting
Are you
Republican.
stupid?
You gonna move to Florida and like, you know
progressive.
what? Fuck them blue states.
I'm for free
Give me my
healthcare
Second
for
Amendment.
everybody. I want everyone to have
I'm for
healthcare.
universal healthcare, man.
Free
Yeah.
healthcare.
Everyone should
Nah,
be able to
back
it's,
in a month.
it's cheaper to pay
access to
cash.
If you need a
cancer
heart, you gonna be on
treatment.
the list if you want free
Everybody,
healthcare. Food in
yeah,
Canada, you pay them high ass
It's-
taxes.
It's cheaper to pay cash for health
Man, our
care.
taxes about to go up
It is.
anyways.
It's
Well,
no
it's a
one
quarter
near
of
the
what- it's a
European
quarter of
countries,
what
bro.
y'all pay.
We always complain, but look at the how much they pay in taxes in European countries, or especially like Canada, to have free healthcare.
22.
Well,
Canada
no, you
pays
can't go
22%
with Canada
of
because
federal
Canada's
tax.
got a
Wait,
horrible.
stop.
If you got a heart problem or cancer.
Why don't we just do tariffs? That could be an increase in taxes. Wouldn't that help us out? So y'all want to increase taxes, but tariffs is bad. I thought tariffs was a tax.
It's not federal. We want to tax the rich. We don't want to tax poor people.
Bro, you know if you tax every rich person in America, just take all their money, you only could fund the government for like a couple of days.
That's a lie.
Hey,
Warren Buffett has said if the top 5 companies, richest companies here, like in the Fortune 500, if they paid their equal share of taxes, he's saying they can pay off the debt, the national debt. Warren Buffett
people
said
also
that.
say if.
Warren Buffett said what?
Well, Warren Buffett also thinks good about tariffs too. Warren Buffett agrees with Trump's tariffs.
All the top 1%.
Of course, because Warren Buffett is sitting on I forgot how many trillions of dollars in cash right now.
Why is
They can
everybody
buy up everything?
Why
They can buy
is
up
everybody
everything.
teeth clenching over terrorists? They're not going to stay around forever. It's just not good business. Donald Trump's too smart for that, brothers. Why y'all
not
think
smart.
that's going to stay that way,
man
bro?
is not smart. You
It's just a
Whoa,
negotiating
stop.
tactic. And
I got a
everybody's
question.
running,
I got a
bro.
question. For the president that said Donald Trump bankrupt companies, do you understand how bankruptcy could be used to restructure debt?
Yes.
He bankrupted a casino. That's
Do you
what I said.
understand how bankruptcy could be used to restructure debt in
It's
assets?
always a
But he didn't do
casino
that, bro. His companies went bankrupt. Like he used to
Do
sell
you
steaks. He used to sell
understand
Trump
how
steaks.
bankruptcy could be used to restructure debt?
I
But
do
that
understand
wasn't
that.
what
I'm
he
saying
was
you
doing.
bro.
So does that fucking matter?
So you don't, bro. He's a billionaire. If he bankrupt a casino and he's still a billionaire, what the fuck? You pocket
the
watching
Russians
now?
bailed him out. That's why
Okay,
he's got such a
Hillary,
soft
calm
spot for
down,
him.
Hillary, because that sounds like
The
what
Russians
Clinton was saying.
did bail him out.
Rich
It's
people do all the
easy
time.
Yo,
information
Hillary
to get your
Clinton said,
hands on.
hey, Tulsi Gabbard, the Russians. Everybody that Hillary Clinton don't like, oh, it's the Russians. The Steele
I don't like
dossier,
Hillary Clinton.
oh, it's the Russians. The Steele dossier was fake. Hunter Biden's laptop, the Russians. Oh, never mind, it's actually true.
We're talking about business. We're not talking about,
No, someone mentioned Russia.
Politics is business.
Yeah, because that's who those banks are the ones that bailed him out.
The
When
Russian
no one
banks
wanted to
bailed
loan
him
him money. No one wanted to loan him money.
Bro, y'all just
They were the
saying
only
stuff
people
at
that
this
would loan
point.
him, yeah.
The one that
It's the
he-
truth.
He went back
Who
and
would
negotiated
have
with
loaned
the bank.
Donald Trump money, man? Tell me that fact and tell me where you got that from. You just saying that,
in the
brother.
court case for the 34 felonies, the bank that loaned him money said that they will loan him money again. What about that?
Yeah.
That's now. We're talking about
It's
when he
just
was
that, no, that was before.
We're talking about when he was
That's-
broke.
yeah,
Funny,
before.
I'm
just
talking
Donald
about.
Trump court
I'm talking about when he was
Oh,
broke.
just take that L, boy. Just take
Come
that
on,
L.
man.
What are you talking
Those
about?
large conglomerates, they all want to be in business with Donald Trump, and they just
Now.
roll, man. We just
Bruh,
liberals just pick against it.
You think he just became
That
a
was when he
billionaire?
was bankrupt.
Yeah, he
Nobody
wasn't a
just
billionaire on
became
paper.
president.
That's why he
Been rich,
when he
man.
became president. He
He
got
You
didn't
wanna
rich.
say
just
that as a
become
billionaire when he
president.
became
He was
president?
president again already.
That's what I'm talking about. When he became when the first time he became president, that's when his worth went up, when it skyrocketed.
What's the difference between
So you-
$100 million and $1 billion, brother?
What was his net worth before he became president then?
You're off, man.
What was his net worth before he became president?
No one knows an exact number, but no one thinks he was anywhere near a billionaire. No one put his
So what, a couple $1 million?
worth
10 million?
yeah.
Hell no.
800 million?
Over
People
half
said
a
he was
billion.
broke.
He's been half a billion
he
for
was
10
worth
You
$10 billion.
years.
understand when you have a certain amount of money, that money is not actually real.
What does that mean?
It's held up in the value of that. It's because the value of the stuff you own. It's not because
It's
you
not
have
liquid.
$1 billion. Like you think
not
Elon Musk
liquid.
could pull out billions of dollars, or he would have to like leverage something first to get that billions of dollars.
He would have to sell his stock. He would have to sell his stock and pay off his debts. Whatever he borrowed against his stock.
If he takes out all those billions of dollars, what would happen to the value of his stocks?
It would go to zero.
The stocks will lose
crash.
value.
It would go to zero. But
the larger that his stocks hold value is because he's holding them and not just pushing them back into the market.
Right, but he could sell little by little. He doesn't have to sell it all at once.
That's why he takes out a loan, and then when pays off that loan with another bigger loan, and then he pays off that loan with taking some money out the market.
Correct. Yeah,
donates money to cut
borrowing
taxes.
against yourself.
Yeah. He's borrowing money against his stock. That's what I said.
That's what rich people do.
Yeah.
We're saying the same thing here. We're not disagreeing.
Wasn't doing that. Trump was saying the same thing, man. Trump wasn't like in debt. He kept borrowing money to try to pay
in debt, man. He uses loopholes to make more money.
Yeah.
Why were these people giving him money? Because he brought something of value, or he had something of value, like Mar-a-Lago.
It's like making a great bet.
No,
they were making
Mario. It's like hey yo, I own this 20 acre. I own some acres and some pristine land, pristine location, beachfront property. They come and say, you know what? We think that's about like $200 billion. He was like, no, I want $400 billion. We'll give you about $250. He was like, all right, deal. That's how
banks
write
off bad.
That's what he got a felony for. That's what that New York case is about.
Yeah, banks write off loans all the time.
Did they write off Trump's loan, or did Trump pay it back?
He never paid anything back. What did he pay back?
That lawsuit, he paid the money back. Stop it. It was all over the papers and the news everywhere.
He didn't pay the banks back?
I'm talking about the casino loans. All those loans. He never paid back.
Yes,
Look him up.
He paid all those back.
Do you understand how bankruptcy could be used to restructure debt?
That's why they have several classes of it in different chapters.
He negotiated with the banks that loaned him money prior to filing bankruptcy, and they took the loan, or they bet against him again or with him again and gave him the money. But to answer your question, before he became president, Bloomberg says that he was worth $4.5 billion, and Forbes said he was worth more around $3 billion.
Yeah, that's what everything that he owns and all his assets. That's proper.
Correct.
Yeah, it's not liquid
people
cash.
They don't want to say that because they always want to talk about liquid. No rich billionaire just has liquid billions of dollars sitting around.
Right.
We don't think that.
We all look good.
We know that, man. It's the economy. That's stuff that you can research about a person. Nobody just has billions of dollars in liquid assets just sitting around when they can pull $1 billion out. Maybe
I said we don't think that though.
So that's what I'm, earlier when I said Trump's money isn't actually real, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
No,
that's a basic economic.
No, you made it seem like every billionaire doesn't have access to their money. That's what
they
you
don't
made it
have
seem
it
like.
in. They would have to do some stuff to get that money liquid. Like for Elon Musk to buy Twitter, he didn't just go to his bank account, pull out $44 million. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
You'd be an idiot if he did.
Huh?
Yeah. He used other people's money to buy Twitter.
Yes.
That's what they all do.
That's what rich people do.
That's what rich people do. They're not going to use their own money.
But why would we knock that instead of learning how to do it ourselves?
Because you're stealing. Everyone can't be a crook. Everyone cannot be a crook.
What's the law that you can do it?
Why is it being a crook if that's
they write the laws?
You
can't say day is a blanket statement. Not everybody does. Everybody can do it if you want to do it. It's if you can do it.
Can't. That's bullshit.
It's if you can do it. You have to have enough money to do it.
Yeah, exactly. You have to have money. All these kids are trust fund babies. What are you talking about? They didn't start from zero.
Stop. You hate the rich, but you support Luigi. He's a trust fund baby. His family was a millionaire family. He's like a third generation millionaire, right? But
I'm not supporting any of it. I'm not supporting his business ventures. I'm supporting the fact that what he did.
So you can't support Trump. Well, you know what Trump did? Trump took a bullet for you. What did Luigi do?
Yeah, you can't say that.
My bad.
That, right?
Trump took a little. Trump took.
I was with you.
He said that.
I was with you till you say he did it for us.
Trump took something in the air for you.
I was with you till you say he did it for us. He didn't do it for us.
He did it for us. He didn't do it for himself. You
wouldn't be president.
you think
He wouldn't be
everybody's
president.
against Trump because he's doing something wrong, or you think everybody's against him because he's like trying to beat their corruption, trying to get rid of their corruption? Like, come on, when everybody, when all the government, all the government and even billionaires, like the dude that owns the Mavericks, are trying to say, "Yo, we gotta go against this dude." Maybe say, "Wait."
Mark
What
Cuban.
is this? Yeah, Mark Cuban. Maybe we should look into what this dude's actually trying to do.
What's he doing?
If their
He's
business
saving
interest
America.
is
He's
not
about
the
to
same
make
as
America
theirs,
great again.
then he
He's
can't
trying to
make
make
that much money.
that. He's trying. America right now is a service-based economy. We need to be a manufacturing hub. We need to make stuff ourselves. We can't be like we're gonna go to war with China in 2030, 2040, and we can't make our
How
own
are we gonna
products.
do that?
Yeah, you can't do. We're not a manufacturing.
They objectively do that the
country.
most. They are the people that make up the most of that work.
Fellas,
Yeah.
manufacturing
Manufacturing
small
company.
goods is
Gone.
almost
That's it.
obsolete, brothers. We're not making
Yeah.
shoes anymore in America, man. We got to get
What about we
technology
make?
and
What about
AI
we make our
and
own?
catch
Or
up.
produce our own steel. Have our own steel go arm steel. What about we do stuff
No
like
doubt,
that?
I agree
Because,
with you.
huh?
I agree with you on that. I agree with
Like,
you on
yeah.
that part of it.
Like,
But
no,
the way,
listen,
the way everybody's talking,
some tariffs are okay.
Is if
No one's saying that.
America's going to go back to the 1950s and 60s where we were producing small goods and different things that America want to buy. Why would we do that?
We should. Think about this. Like
Well,
NATO
it's job
and
creation,
our
the
allies
economy
are saying
boosting.
that in 2030, 2040, they expect Russia to make a move on Taiwan. If Russia makes a move on Taiwan, America comes to the defense.
You mean China, right?
Yeah, China. My bad. If China makes a move on Taiwan, America is gonna want to come to the defense, right? And then they're gonna say, you know what? We're not gonna give any goods from that we make to America. So what's gonna happen to our country? We're not gonna get any of the stuff that we produce that they produce in China.
Well,
does that not
listen,
seem like a
but-
problem? If you think we're gonna go
Listen,
to war
but-
with China, if the government is saying we're gonna go to war with China, do you not think we should make our own products so we're not so reliant
there's-
on a foreign country?
But there's certain things we can't make.
Like what?
Like we can't make. We don't make coffee. We don't make rice. We don't make a bunch of things.
Bro, we can make coffee, and if we don't, let's not even.
Where?
Not
Where are we gonna
even
make
everything.
coffee?
Stop. Not even everything, but more
It's not
things.
worth it. It's not
like
worth
because
it.
coffee,
We make
we
coffee
could get
in
that
America,
from other
man.
countries. Coffee, we could get that from some of our allies, or we could just.
Right, that's not a good point.
Do a regime
tariffs on
change.
those.
We
He's
don't
put
need
tariffs.
coffee to
He's put
survive.
tariffs on those coffee exporters.
So you're saying there's no American coffee suppliers?
Those tariffs are there for now.
That's very-
You gotta wake up and you gotta have something to make me say something, brother. You gotta
So
make me want to give something to you.
Is
So
there-
yeah,
is there
threaten
any
me and
American
let me
coffee
make a
producers?
deal.
Huh?
Is there any American coffee producers?
It's not enough. I think it's very
I have one
small.
close to where I live. They make their own coffee beans.
Yeah.
What about
it's
Tim
very
Pool?
small.
He got his
Community
own coffee
coffee.
company.
Community
I
coffee
don't give a
in the
shit
United
about Tim
States.
Pool.
Tim Pool's
Black
a Russian
coffee.
bot.
What about we produce Hawaii? We produce coffee in Hawaii, California, Puerto Rico.
And it's still not enough.
And Louisiana.
Bro, what you mean it's not
But
enough?
again,
where are you
it's not
getting it's
enough.
not
We don't need
enough?
coffee to survive.
Where are you getting it's
we
not
get,
enough?
We get most of Americans drink most of their coffee from Colombia. That's where we get our coffee from.
Because we got the
Not
option
all
to do
coffee is
that.
grown in Colombia.
What do you? What?
We could always just
Coffee's
grow
not
our
a
own
big
Do
enough.
you know how
stuff.
much they
Coffee's
charge
not a
us
big
for
enough
rice
economic
out
boom
of
to even
Thailand?
worry about, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what the tariffs is for the rice in Thailand is that we buy from Thailand?
What? How much?
It's 700% tariff.
Oh my god.
700%.
That's insane, bro. People are gonna. You know what people are gonna do when the prices hit these products? When these tariffs hit these products?
Well, where did you get that information? 700? What? Say that again.
It's there, bro.
700%.
He put it on his chart. He put it on that
Yeah.
stupid chart he showed.
And Taiwan is what?
It could be stupid all
the
you
size
want, but it's
of a
facts.
kidney bean as far as landmass. Taiwan doesn't create anything that's super big.
They don't, but they make chips. So all the chips are made in Taiwan. Like a
Yeah,
lot of
they are. A lot of them are.
It's called.
Yeah.
You know why it's called the Silicon Shield?
Thailand.
Yeah.
They call Taiwan. Taiwan has a Silicon Shield because we're dependent on them for chips. Do you think that's a good
Yeah, we're
thing?
dependent on them for chips. Yeah. Well, Trump
Now
got rid
they're-
of the chip act here.
Now they're building
That's
now
the type
now
of
they're
stuff
building
that should be
fabs
made in
in
America.
here in America. Now they're building fabs in America now. Is that not a good thing?
It's I don't know how long it would take them to ramp up production, like to the levels that they need. I don't know, but it's not going to happen overnight, and it's not.
When do you think?
And everyone's saying it. There's at least a 2-year timeline. People are living paycheck to paycheck here. Do you know how many people are going to lose jobs because of these tariffs?
We're living
Companies
paycheck
are
to
gonna fire
paycheck before
people.
Trump got in office, brother.
We
A lot of
struggling
people, not
now,
me, but a lot of
I'm
people.
not gonna lie. You ever broke you ever seen something that, like, broke a bone or had to get a bone reset? When that happens, it's gonna be like, they're gonna have to fix it. They're gonna have to cause you pain, but it's gonna be better in the long run.
Yeah, when you have surgery, you gotta recover from it. That's the slogan right now, and I get it. Y'all,
so would you
just
rather
because he
keep doing
did
what
so
we've
much
been
stuff in
doing?
90 days, don't mean some of the stuff is not going to happen over. It takes about a year or two for certain stuff to happen. The stock market has to reset. It might reset at an even tone to where we can have free trade, and y'all not happy about that? That's where the money comes in. Get an idea. Figure out something like the billionaire corporations does to create jobs. That's how you get money.
And another thing, Rick, I gotta say one thing. Name y'all seem like y'all on the side of these billionaire companies. What y'all should do is if they raise their
tariffs.
If they raise their prices because of tariffs, don't buy it. Buy the product. Then they have to say, hey, yo, we're gonna have to eat the cost and make less money make less billions of dollars and stuff. Or you can just buy the product and help them get those billions of dollars. That's your option.
Bro,
if y'all hate tariffs so much and they raise their prices, don't buy the product. So they gotta lower their prices, supply and demand, and then you could buy it at a good price.
People don't have that option always, though.
Exactly. Tariffs are a regressive tax.
Explain that to me. I'm a C student.
I'll cut it out. You know what that is. Stop it. I mean, it's going to hit the consumer, the little people, the poor people, the middle class.
It's called reciprocal for a reason.
Do you think
it's
that
called if I charge you 25% and you charge me 25%, what does that do?
Even zero.
Neither one of us are making money.
Nobody's making money.
It's reciprocal.
That's why those smaller countries don't want to do it.
Right. Exactly. It's
Nations are
reciprocal.
going to happen. It's all a game, man. Smoke and mirrors. Everybody's biting their bottom lip and running. If you're a stock player, let it fall for a minute. Let it even up. Now it's time to go buy some stuff, fellas. Go get rich. Go buy some stuff when it drops in about a month, 2 months. It'll start rising again, and you'll make money.
People don't have extra money to buy more stock because people rely on a lot of people that are retiring are
You know why they do? Because they're still entertaining themselves and they have no discipline.
Wait,
stop.
Stop.
So we're not allowed to enjoy our lives.
Most people don't have 401ks.
Stocks?
They have their 401ks.
It don't cost you.
No. Most
Take
people don't have
$20
stocks,
and
and most people don't have 401ks. Y'all know that, right? So y'all, everyone bringing up the stock market is crashing. Most people don't have stocks. Most people don't have 401ks. You worry about some tech bro billionaires' money? Come on now.
Nobody's. I'm pro some tariffs, but not these blanket tariffs that are ridiculous. They're going to drive up the cost of rice. There are people.
It doesn't drive up the cost. It doesn't drive up the cost of products. Wait. It doesn't drive up the cost of products. Not the ones made in America.
Of course it will.
Not the ones made in America.
Well, say that. I was gonna say that's a lie. It does drive up. It does drive up prices, brother. But
no,
yeah,
let's put it like this. If all the foreign goods have their price currently at $10, the American company has it at 15. Trump put a tariff on everything, making everybody the foreign people rise their products to like $20. Then the American company will probably raise it by $100.
You're gonna be okay paying $10 for an avocado or $5 for one banana. That's what you want?
Bro, how much is an avocado? How much is one avocado?
I don't know. It depends where you're at. Where you at?
It's like $1 or so.
89 cents.
Like $1.
So if it's $1, right? $1.25 for an avocado. Is that breaking the bank?
No.
If he puts tariffs on them, how much is it going to cost?
25.
That's what he's saying.
25% more.
Cent, and now it's $1.10. What's the difference?
What do you mean? What's the difference? everything adds up.
It's a point. It's a point that the other countries.
American products.
You're in America. The other countries are
Why
poor
would I
countries,
want
bro.
to? American
add up your
products
bills.
suck
Slap
dick.
25% more.
Wait,
on your bill.
stop. What you mean American products suck dick? Do you think that we're not making the same? We have the same machine that they have in these rest of the world, bro. There is German machines in our juice factories. There are German machines.
It doesn't matter if
so you
saying
it's the same fact? It's the same machine. The machine's the thing that actually makes the product. Bro, a six at a time block machine makes blocks at 6 at a time. You think that Japanese or Chinese or another countries is that much better?
Yeah,
It's
I
not.
quite
They just
honestly
pay their,
do.
they just pay their labor way less, and they can sell it to us more at a cheaper price.
Wait, y'all.
That's what happens.
It's crazy that the people that
That's what H1B1's for.
It's funny, the people that don't want the workers to get taken advantage of. It's okay with taking advantage of workers in poorer countries. It's okay with taking advantage of workers in China that's getting paid like crap. Y'all okay with that? But we need to pay people more.
I never said that.
I'm not.
So
I'm not
you're defending. Then you should be on the side of
the cost of living is also cheaper in other countries, and you can live off like $40 a month in some countries.
So that's the reason you pay them like 10 cents a day.
But have you been to those countries?
I have been.
I've been to Taiwan.
I'm not saying you haven't.
I've been to Singapore. I've been to Malaysia. I've been to Indonesia. I lived in Japan for like 4 years.
American poor people think they're poor, and they're not really poor.
Man, it's just
I just went to Honduras, and I seen some poor people, kids outside running while I'm riding on an ATV, asking me for change. They just want to see me ride the stupid motorcycle. That's poor. They have no running water, bro. It's all terrible, but we think we poor, and we're complaining about bullshit. It doesn't happen that way. So $1.25 versus 89 cents to Americans, it's nothing if it's going to reset the world and give you opportunity to make money. Stop thinking about small change when in the end it can make you more money.
That's one product. Like if you're buying rice and you pay 20, it all adds up. You can't just pay 25% more.
Man, I said avocado to make a point. I wasn't saying
we make rice in America.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. Not really.
Where are we making rice?
Rice patties are in the second and third world countries, brother.
Yeah, Southeast Asia.
Bro, no. One of the reasons Haiti had a problem with America is because they were bringing cheaper rice into Haiti, and they was undercutting the Haitian rice market. What are you talking about?
Huh?
What?
We make it, but we don't make it in mass production like they do in those other countries, Southeast Asia, bro. We don't have that much rice. We still need it.
Yeah, all this would take time. The demand alone would drive up the cost here.
We make it in Arkansas, we make it in Mississippi, we make it in Texas.
Yeah, but they're not used to
California.
supply. They're not used to the demands of what you're asking.
We made 100
Stop. You're not
time.
understanding the purpose of the tariff. The purpose of the tariff is that all the countries that are tariffing us right now, they remove their tariffs. And we're able to sell our products easier in those countries. And if we're able to sell our products easier in the country, we'll say, hey, yo, we're able to easier sell them. We're able to make more profit. We can hire more people to produce more products.
Well, you can do those things after you set up the infrastructure,
Bro,
maybe.
What American product are you saying is not good?
Some of our food, bro. They don't take our food. They don't take certain stuff from us because we cut corners and poison ourselves
and all that stuff.
America poisoned themselves, bro.
We are we're the top. We're
one of the most unhealthy countries, bro.
We're one of the top producers of food and agriculture. You know, they take
some of the chemicals we use are illegal in other countries.
Some of the chemicals we need to get rid of. Maha, make America healthy again. My boy RFK is taking care of that.
I'm with him. I like that.
Has
I like
a
that.
brain worm.
I like that, man.
And he has a brain worm.
How is a man with a brain worm gonna make me healthier? I don't trust his ass.
Taking out food dyes. Is that not a good thing?
Right now, he's pointing out the things that these billionaires are putting in their foods, bro, that poison us, make us fatter, make us unhealthier. He's telling you that it really happens. And if you want to turn a blind eye to it, then that's just us being human, I guess, if you want to, because you don't like what he's saying. That doesn't make no sense.
I'm not turning a blind eye to the fact that corporations poison Americans. That's
what he's saying is true. Yes or no?
But that doesn't make RFK a good option for health minister.
We don't buy those products.
He's not qualified.
Yeah. He's not qualified to tell you the truth.
I got a question. Who was trying to take those stuff out of the products before RFK?
Nobody else was saying anything.
How come RFK's brain worm didn't matter when he was a Democrat?
Facts, my brother.
What are you talking about? I didn't even know who he was.
I don't like Democrats either, so that point doesn't really
you only got that information from Democrats. You got that from CNN or MSNBC News that's trying to put a smear campaign against RFK Jr. because he's going to be the Democratic nomination.
I've said this already. I am a leftist.
That's on the left. Democrats are
I
on the
make
left.
communists.
So you're further than
what he's
Democrats.
saying- what he's saying is
Communists, socialists, leftists, liberal,
Right.
Democrats are the left. That's when
Right,
people
but
say the
Democrats
left.
and liberals are not on the left. They support
Yeah.
capitalism, which is objectively a right-leaning ideology.
Anything that's right of you, you
Jimenez-
consider
Jimenez,
far right,
he's
big
saying-
dog.
He's saying the,
I
the
never
way
said
MAGA
that.
doesn't support rhinos.
Wes,
we
who'd
don't
you vote
support
for?
CNN. Leftists don't support MSNBC or CNN.
Who
Do
do
you understand the
leftists
way you
vote
guys don't
for?
support
Do leftists
rhinos?
vote for Democrats or Republicans?
Leftists vote for Democrats. Stop it, fellas. Stop painting
No,
pictures.
we
Be
don't.
men.
I didn't vote. I didn't
Be,
vote.
be men right now.
I'm
bro.
18. I've
If
never
you vote,
voted.
if you
I
vote
didn't
Democrat,
vote for
you're a
Kamala.
Democrat. Stop it,
No, we're
brothers.
not.
I'm not talking about
Are
you
you, hold on,
specifically.
are you a
Never
rhino?
voted.
That's
Who'd you
like saying
vote? Stop hiding
Republicans
behind
vote for rhinos.
your word
Stop.
salad.
We're not talking
Who'd
about you
vote for?
specifically. We're talking about people that's
Who'd you vote for?
leftist. Who do they vote for? Not you specifically. People on the left, they vote for Democrats.
Yeah.
If you're trying to act like the
You're
people on the
talking-
left vote for
right.
Republicans, they don't even vote for
I
independents.
never said that, but there are other options than just Democrats.
other
A lot of them
Okay,
voted
the other
for
options
Party.
are
And
okay.
they
A lot
don't
of them
get-
voted for
Russians
Jill
are
Stein,
okay.
for example,
So who
which
you
was a
gonna vote
terrible
for?
decision.
Did you vote for
But it
Kanye
did
West
happen.
when Biden was running?
It did happen. Yeah, you could vote. You could
voted
vote
for
for
Kanye
Cornel
West?
West. You could vote
Who'd you
for
vote
Jill
for
Stein.
then?
voted for
You have
Jill
a
No,
Stein.
sign there.
Kanye
Pick a
slander
side.
will not be tolerated. We were
Pick a
not
side.
slandering
He's a
Kanye.
Nazi.
Kanye's the
You said a lot
goat.
of-
I voted for
Kanye's
Cornel
Somebody
West.
just said a
Nazi.
lot of
He's
words
only
that mean
bad for the
nothing,
past
brother.
10 years.
Stand behind what you're talking about. If you're
What?
I
left,
voted. I
Who do you
voted for
vote
Yeah,
for?
Cornel
well, I
West.
stand on that one
Music.
too.
who do you vote for?
Music has been bad for the past 10 years.
That's a lie.
Yo!
Lie.
What
He's
the-
just a
what
weirdo.
genre do you wait? What genre do you even
He's
listen
a,
to?
he's a weirdo
I
right
listen to
now, but
hip-hop.
his music was great.
You
Stop
listen
it.
to hip hop. Okay. Beggars can't be choosers. This is not Chipotle. Come on, boy. Come on. You know that song? Go ahead. Tell me how that went. Go ahead. Tell me how that went.
Musically, Kanye's a genius, but right now in the media, he's making himself look like a crazy person that would never be recognized until
Why
he's
are we
dead.
slandering Kanye? I
Because
love
he's a
Kanye, man,
Nazi.
but he's bugging, brother.
Don't be saying that. I'm gonna get my thing suspended for saying
Love.
that. We could
Oh,
say
yeah,
Yahtzee
yeah,
or
my bad.
or that
Yeah,
that one
yeah, my
group.
bad.
Oh, my bad. No doubt.
But wait. Ain't y'all complaining about Zionists and y'all gonna call Kanye that? It's crazy. First,
To be fair, Zionists are very close to being that anyway. So
I do not understand y'all. The people on the
so-
left, I do
you're
not
not
get
thinking
it.
with nuance, man. You're not
So
thinking
Zionists
with
are
nuance.
not the original J word, or not the second of the J word that I want to say on his live.
There are a lot of Jewish people that
You said it, I didn't. Keep me on.
I think you could say that, but just I don't know because
Yeah,
I
there
got
are a
a
lot of-
strike
there-
a couple
there are-
days ago, and it kept me from going on for like
Yeah,
3-4
there are-
days straight. So that's why I'm being more careful about the words.
The J word.
There are a lot of
show, brother.
there are a lot of Jewish people that are anti-Z people.
I believe that. That's facts.
There are. They're the ones protesting, bro. I go to protests all the time. I'm from New York. You
But
see a
they
lot
got
of
to
Hasidic.
do it unless they want to get attacked.
You see a
Just
lot of
like-
Hasidic.
if they don't
protesting
want to
their-
get attacked, they gotta do that. Just like people say, during Black Lives Matter, they had to say, "Yo, we're on your side. We're on your side. Don't burn down my building," and they still got their buildings burned down.
Host, let him cook for a minute. He actually was
There
saying
are a lot
something
of
that's kind of
pro-Z people, they
intriguing.
not-
He's in New York with the Zionists and the Jews. He's
Yeah.
close to it. Let him cook for like 2 minutes or 1 minute.
As I said that.
Go
What
ahead.
you were saying? What were you
No,
saying?
I'm just saying the Z people are there too, not in the numbers that the pro P people are out there at, but you see some Hasidic because they believe the Z people are terrorists or T group. Sorry,
I got a question. What
Oh my God, you
country
said the wrong word.
attacks another country that they know they can't beat? What sense does that make?
They didn't attack them. This
It's
war has
stolen
been
man.
going
It's
on
a
for
resistance.
hundreds
It's a
of years.
resistance.
I have
Hundreds
one
of
question
years.
for you.
I agree.
October 6th, who was attacking who on October 6th?
That was not the first attack in this.
Yeah, that's not the first. That's been going on for years.
Slow down there. Slow down.
Puppy.
We gotta work our way from one point. When was the last time the Jews was bombing them?
Hey, you can't say that, bro.
My bad. When was the last time they was getting the boom boom by the Jays?
Jesus.
They do it all the time. There was that. You can look it up.
Yeah, it's like
No,
all
if
the
they
time.
do it all the time, give me.
They
give
do
me
it
some,
all the time.
when?
It's like
So
sneak
October
attack.
That was
6th, they were
nonstop
dropping-
for
they
the
was
past
boom- they was
like,
hitting with the
year,
bombs.
dude.
That was like retaliation for another sneak
They had
attack
few
for
people.
something
Bro,
else.
it's in a. Well, it's
So-
an apartheid state. They do that thing all the time.
So you tell me that the what was it? The Iron
Well, they
Dome
sti-
wasn't shooting down rockets?
What do you mean?
What?
Do you know what the Iron Dome is?
Yeah.
Israel has one.
Yeah. Do you know how that the Palestine, the age group in there was sending off rockets into Palestine that was getting taken down by the Iron Dome?
Those pew pews are like a slingshot compared to what
they still
what
explode.
giving back. It's like a slingshot. None
They
of them
still
really
explode.
get through. They don't, bro.
Yeah, but the fact is that they're killing civilians.
If you're doing something, why would you attack a concert versus a military base?
It was just grievance and payback in their minds. I don't think it's right or not.
resistance.
It was just an opportunity.
Bro,
and
it's a stupid
and they
resistance.
thought they could do it.
It's like no,
That's
but
all
listen,
it really was.
it's like the slaves when they would rise up and you know
No,
and pew
slaves
the,
were actually smart. They weren't dumb. The slaves said,
They
"Yo,
did-
for every one,
That-
for
you
every
only
one
think
slave
that way
owner,
because
there's like
history
10 slaves.
went
We
that way.
outnumbers them to like so much that we could take it. That's how come the slave revolution in Haiti was able to be successful, because there was like 1 to 10 or 1 to 25 slave owners to slave ratio. They were just way outnumbered. If
Right,
you don't
but every-
you don't outnumber them, you don't outgun them. So why are you gonna attack them?
But they did it here in America. I'm talking about here in America. They did it, and they paid the price for it many times.
And then 1864,
And all those rebellions.
boy-
you know how many rebellions were
my boy
quashed and they were
Sherman's March
punished
to the
and they were
Sea.
pew-pewed?
My
Huh?
boy, 1864, 1865, my boy Sherman marched to the sea.
Okay.
And that freed the slaves. I'm just saying,
but
if you
how long did it last for? Do you know how many slave rebellions there were? There were, and they weren't all successful.
Right.
Exactly. That's why most of them just say, "Yo, know what? Instead of trying to do a rebellion, we're running away."
They still tried. They were a lot of people rather pew pew themselves.
I understand
than live
that.
under-
I
than
understand that.
live
That's
under-
what I understand what you're saying.
Successful one.
Okay, that's why they do it. That's why the age group does it. No one's saying it's perfect. They're the
No.
resistance.
Why are you
They're
attacking a
resisting
concert
an
instead of a military base?
They don't, because they see them all as an occupying faction or whatever, occupying force.
So
Bro,
you're
these are people
going
that-
to a
these are people-
concert?
Yeah,
What
these are
is-
people that steal their land.
It was wrong. Did they steal their land?
Yeah,
It
they
was
steal
dumb,
their
bro.
land.
You
Well,
go to a
actually, the
concert
US
instead of a
stole their
military.
land
That
for
wasn't a
Israel, if we
military thing.
wanna
That
be
was
correct,
terrorism. It wasn't no military act. It was terrorism. And now you
Palestine
getting
is
mad.
racist.
And now you
Bro,
getting
because
mad that
country
they're
is
getting
made up of
the Afghan
Israel-
Iraq treatment. Come on now.
Yeah. Bro,
No, because
Israel
they've
does
been
that to
getting
their
this treatment
people
for the
all the
past 80
time.
fucking years, dude.
Before
Yeah.
October 6th, what were they doing?
Yeah.
Who was getting attacked October 6th?
Bro,
Israel was attacking
They
Palestinians.
kidnap
Whoa,
kids and
Israel-
anyone they deem a T group all the time.
I don't know that. I don't know the answer. to that
Israel
one.
was attacking Palestine October 6th?
I never heard
Yes.
that.
No,
Wait,
before
what?
that.
Wait,
Before
what were they
that,
doing?
way before that.
What were they
Bombs,
drop-
guns, it doesn't matter, dude.
So,
Anything.
wait. So if I Google it right now, I'll find that
Yeah,
before.
you can.
So they didn't have no
Yes.
type of. Okay.
It was both ways,
They
man.
weren't living in
they were
peace and
both
harmony
sending things
before
back and
October
forth.
7th.
What about when Israel took everybody out of the Gaza Strip and gave control to the Palestinians? That wasn't okay.
What do you,
That's
bro,
still a
they
problem,
were
right?
still-
When
They
Israel,
didn't have
they were
enough
still-
of a
they were
population
like
that was
here.
true.
They were still-
They let the T's come over there and take over Palestine, though.
Yeah.
They didn't fight
T's?
back. They didn't have enough of them.
the T's are the
T
age.
is- T with E and then the R after that, and you keep on spelling.
he's talking about the
They-
age.
they went over and they took care of that
Why did Palestine vote for that group?
because they was under duress.
Yeah.
Well, they were under stupidity too.
No doubt, the same way blacks, I'm a black man, so I can say it, the same way we probably could have fought back. You're Haitian. Some of your buddies jumped off the boat or took over the boat and directed it to Haiti, and that's how we became there, brother. So y'all fought back.
Actually,
the rest of us didn't.
By the
The
time
rest of
Haiti
us
became
didn't.
free, I believe the transatlantic slave trade was done. I'm not 100% sure.
I think it was done, but the point is, some people fought back and they got to
Yeah,
Haiti.
bro, you
In
can't.
the
You
bigger
can't. You,
picture. And some
you
people
cannot
didn't
blame.
fight back and they came to America. You see what
cannot.
happened.
You cannot blame a resistance for any strategy they take. They just want to resist.
Wait,
They
I got a
want
question.
change. They want to
So-
be noticed.
So
they want,
what about
they're
Al
angry.
Qaeda?
Host,
What about
let him.
what
Host,
about
you
Al
interrupting your
Qaeda?
own
What,
audience. Let him cook a little bit. You got to give him a little opinion.
what about
host.
Al Qaeda though? What about Al Qaeda 9/11? Was it Al Qaeda?
Yeah, it was Al Qaeda.
What about Al Qaeda 9/11? So that was a resistance.
That has nothing to do with this, though.
No, it's literally the same thing that they did October 7th. Come on now. It's similar to
It's nowhere near the same.
Is it not similar to 9/11
It's
attacking
not
a bunch
the
of
same.
civilians?
Bro, Palestine is like an open air prison. That's what it is, bro.
So
people can just come on. People can just come on and say, "Hey, your house. I want your house."
I just got one question. Why don't you
take their
defend
house,
Al
they
Qaeda
burn-
like this?
They burn exactly. They burn their land. They do whatever they want to do.
Why don't you defend Al Qaeda though? I'm just trying to figure out why you don't defend Al Qaeda.
The Palestinians gave Israel some land. They gave them some more. Israel said, "We want the rest of this. We're gonna take this land. We're gonna take more. And
We're gonna take your land.
We're gonna take this one. We're gonna
This
take
land
that.
is my land.
But hold on.
And we're gonna throw you in prison.
Palestinians never had a
monitor
real
your
home,
movement.
brother. They never had a real home.
I got my question is
they're the Zionists that came from another country, man. They
what's
put
the
them there.
difference between what Al Qaeda did and the H group did? What's the difference?
There's no difference. It's both terrible. So what's your point on that one? I'm on your side. really,
why
though.
why
But
are
what's
people?
the difference?
No, not you. I'm talking about the people that's like against me. What's the difference between
They're
what
not
Al
against
Qa-
you. You're not letting them talk a little bit. They're trying to give you their point of view.
Okay,
give them like
I'll
2
shut
minutes.
up. My bad. Sorry.
You want everybody.
But you
know,
gotta answer the
you're a good-
question. If you
You're a good dude, man, and the more people should listen to your little, because it's smaller than some of these people that think they're smart. But let your audience give you a little bit of what they think about it.
You're
You know what I mean?
right. But please answer the question. Okay, go ahead. I'll be quiet.
All right. So, like, first of all, the main difference between 9/11 and what happened on October 7th or
Wait.
October 6th, I don't
I'm
remember
saying, what's the
exactly.
difference in the groups?
That's
The
what he's
groups?
telling you. He's giving you.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Giving you some
Sorry
context.
for interrupting.
Giving you
Go
some
ahead.
context.
You can continue with how
Take a
you're gonna
note,
say
and
it.
then when he finishes, then bring your note back up, and you can ask him a question to elaborate, and maybe we can all talk about it. So
Oh,
do
you're
it that
right.
way.
You're right. I got it. My bad. You're right. I'll come in when I'm wrong. Go ahead.
He could be wrong. He could be right, but just let him finish.
So the main difference was that October 7th was retaliation for about 60 prior years of attacks from Israel. 9/11 was not a situation like that. That's the big difference. At least in my understanding of it. I don't know shit about 9/11. I won't lie. I don't care, man.
9/11 was more about, to me, retribution and hate that they've always had for the people that live here, and how they feel like we left them behind, and we're a bunch of Westerners that do whatever the hell we want, and we don't live in their God's eye. So it's more to it than just I hate you. It's deep rooted. That's what I think. But
Because America
it's
was
both
in the
sides,
CIA
because both of
going
them are
to
deep
countries
rooted.
and toppling
It's almost the
governments.
same.
America was going to countries toppling government. America trained Al Qaeda, and then they took over some of that, and then they got abandoned by America, and they're like, yo, why y'all kind of effed us over and stuff? Like, come on,
We're infidels to them, brother. So I don't see. We did train them because we had to be over there for security reasons, and we probably trained them to a minimum. But
they're oil. We're there for oil.
I mean,
Yeah,
okay,
you
you said it.
That is like the one
That's
thing
what we're
that-
there for.
yeah,
Yeah, you said it.
everything
You
going
said
on in
it.
the Middle East.
It's funny how
You said
everybody
it.
always say oil though. I don't know. That's how funny to me. But I got okay. What would be the solution?
Why else would we be there?
I mean, he kind of right, man. Why else would the hell we be out there in that?
Why else would we be
terrain, bro?
there?
It has
If
to
not
be
for
something.
taking oil.
It has to be
We're
something
spreading
you want.
democracy, of course. Come on now.
We're spreading democracy. Yeah.
Okay.
They're kidnapping people on the streets here for protesting Izzy.
I'm
Why
not
don't
about
they- why
America,
don't they
man.
do a
But when we
two-state
do
so-
something,
what-
you got to call it out too, though.
Who
You gotta
rejected
call it
the
out,
two-state
man.
solution though?
Well, why would if someone stole your land, would you say, okay, I'm gonna give you my land?
First of
no.
all,
Say that?
let me put it like this.
I say, would you? Would you be happy about that?
Let me put it like this. From the dawn of human existence, if you're not
Right.
able to defend your stuff, it's mine.
Yes.
From the dawn, like when another country invades, like America's not stolen land. America's conquered land. They couldn't
Yes.
defend it, so they don't get to keep it. It sounds effed
Right.
up, but that's just life. Israel
But
they
without-
took that
with-
over.
without-
That doesn't make it right, though.
It's not
I didn't
right.
say it's
right.
right. I said that's
It's not
effed
right.
up, but that's just
But I'd rather
life.
be on. I'd rather
And
be
a
on
lot
this
of
Yeah,
us
side.
but we
a
don't
lot
have
of
to
us
let
don't
it
want our
just
tax
be
dollars
life. We
being
can
spent
fight
on
against
that.
that stuff.
Yeah.
But
You want your tax dollars- you want your tax dollars-
We
But
are
what
fighting
does it do-
against
what
that
does it-
though. What are you talking about?
What does it do for you as
we're
an
sending,
American?
We're sending them weapons over there.
What does it do for you as an American to fight against it?
Exactly. Without our money, it wouldn't exist.
Bro,
They wouldn't be able
both
to
sides are
sustain-
using U.S. taxpayer dollars to fund
No,
these
they're
weapons.
What do you, they don't. The other side doesn't have any weapons. What are you talking?
What?
Yeah,
They
they're
have,
just
like,
getting straight
slingshots.
up bombed into
They
oblivion.
don't got any weapons, bro. How do you think
they have,
October
man,
7th
come
happened
on,
without
they have
any
minimal
weapons?
pew-pews.
You
They
That
saying
have
was
minimal-
a
they
year
have,
ago,
like-
dude. That was years ago.
Yeah, and they
Right?
were,
It was 2023, right?
bro. Stop. My whole point is they have some. If you're gonna attack a country, if you want to go to war, you better be ready for war. If you want to
They
do
were
some stuff,
already
you better
at
be ready.
war.
Bro,
No, they weren't.
They were being. They were being.
Yes, they
oppressed.
were. It's easy information to get.
Okay, how many boom booms are flying across the from Israel to them during the last before October 6th? How many boom booms?
Many times.
Yeah,
How many?
it like happened
How many?
consistently over decades.
Bro,
I
you're
don't
the
know
one-
off the
you're
top of my
Okay,
head.
tell me the last
You're the one
time.
that can punch
I'll look it
Google.
up. What is it?
Look
What
it
is
up.
it? What do I look up?
Look it up. Look it
What
up.
was the attack called?
Look up the history of the like problem
Bruh,
there.
after
Like,
World
look
War
up the
II,
history
the
of
Europe-
Israel and Palestine.
You talking about after
and
World
their
War II?
conflict.
Europe came there and said, "You know what?
Just look. Just look. Look
we
up
own this
before
land,
October
and we're gonna
7th.
give it to the Jews." Is you talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, look up before October 7th. How many times did Izzy, get attack? What you call it? Palestine.
Yeah.
Look that up.
But it wasn't just the P people, the Palestine people. It was the T's that were over there that was doing some of that, man. It wasn't the good people of the Gaza and the Palestine. It was the terrorists that's over there, brothers.
It should be noted that Hamas was funded by
the U.S.
Israel. So that should
Don't say Israel. Don't say U.S. Say the money that's disappeared and some evil people let them have it. Yes, not the good people. I believe that. That's true. Because how else would they get the money?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna read some Wikipedia. Or do you think that group
Okay.
owns them?
No, don't read Wikipedia. That's publicly influenced. People can
Wikipedia can be changed by literally.
You can write your
I
own
can
information.
change it right
We
now.
all trust
Go to
Elon Musk
anything else.
AI, right? We all trust
Go to
Grok.
anything else.
No.
What?
I don't trust AI in general.
I do. I trust
Elon
the
Musk.
smartest man in the world, the genius. I trust what he
Elon
got.
Musk is a ketamine addict. Let's be
Yeah,
real.
he is.
Bro, you never did
He's
any
not an
substances?
engi-
Hey,
he's not
we
an
can't mention those.
engineer.
Hey, just
He's
say
still a
substances.
genius. We still a genius playboy philanthropist. Let's go, Tony Starks all day, baby.
Elon Musk is Batman and Tony Starks, basically. But
He's Tony Starks all day.
Dude, he's
don't say that.
vain.
You
Like,
he
just
uses
objectively,
surrogates.
He isn't
He's
cool
not
though.
even. He's not
You're
even.
you know
blind
how
to
many of
action.
our founding
He
fathers was
surrogates.
involved in substances? Come on now. Is
Hey
Al,
man,
is Al
no homo,
Jazeera
yeah,
an
he's an
okay
ugly
source?
guy. If
The-
you
the
was
Al
just-
Jazeera-
if you was-
Yeah, Al Jazeera
If he
is
was
a
a
good
beautiful
source.
guy, y'all would
Okay.
think differently. It's because he's a funny looking dude and he can get all the women he wants and he has like 8 kids. So we all hate on him.
But-
You can't hate on
but-
Tony Stark,
No, I
brother.
hate on him because he's the richest man in the world and he made
Yeah,
his
they
money
only
through
You
want
sound
because
his
of
jealous.
money.
You sound jealous because you broke. I'm not trying to be rude and disrespectful.
I'm not
really-
broke. I'm middle class, man. I
You
just
sound
think
just
that
'cause you don't
rich
make as
people
much as
that
money as
rich
him.
shouldn't exist.
That was kind of harsh, damn host. He didn't say anything bad.
I'm
Damn
not
it.
trying to. I'm not trying to be
We don't know if
disrespectful. I'm
he's
trying to
broke or
say
not.
that. But it just sounds
Well,
like it sounds like a lot of communists
Azalea-
are just jealous that they're not as lucky as other people
Hold on.
to be born into wealth sometimes.
Azalea
I don't
Banks
want
says that he
anyone
has
to
a
be
micro
born into
PP.
wealth.
Can we
He
say
has,
that?
he has a micro PP.
Yeah, that's what Azalea Banks says all the
She
time.
gave him
Look
some?
her up, bro. Azalea
Hey, yo,
Banks
that's
always-
still billionaire
brags him
PP.
all the time.
Hey, did
That's why
Azalea
he
give him?
can't. That's why he hates her.
Did Azalea give him?
Stop.
You can look. Azalea
Smor-
Banks goes live.
smorgasbord.
Used to go live all the. Huh?
Someone new just joined. Smorgasbord, what's up?
Hey, what's up, buddy? So what's the argument here? I mean, I'm
I'm saying that
it changed.
Israel
It
didn't
went from
attack. I'm
Luigi-
saying if if the H group never attacked Israel, they wouldn't be getting get hit with the boom booms right now.
Did you look up how many times they?
I'm looking it up. Shigali, chill. I gotta do some reading. That's why I'm letting y'all talk. I read slow. I'm a C student.
The only thing with that though is you know, I don't know if you've heard some of the past history with Hamas, how, you know, the ADL funneled a lot of laundered money to Hamas for a long period of time and kind of created the organization on top of many other terrorist groups and militias over there. But at the same time, see, Israel uses the war machine behind America, so they use our might in the military to enforce their political views, but also to maintain domination over in the Middle East. And so that's just going to continue for the war machine. I mean, I would say Israel and America's militaries are integrated into the same war machine that the globalists use to force the banking system that we are in today.
We trained them.
That's correct.
So that's okay. You have to have
I'm not
an
one
ally
particular
in that region. So why wouldn't you train them?
I'm not on anyone's particular sides, the H group or Israel. I'm just saying, if you're gonna start something, you better be ready to how it's gonna end. Because that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it doesn't make sense for them to try to.
Bro, they're just a resistance. They probably overplayed their hand. Yeah, but
why don't they just try to work with Israel? They're not. They can't beat them. Why don't you just work with them?
They break ceasefires all the time.
Yeah.
It's not the original people that we have to worry about, brother. It's the T word that's over there. The original people want peace.
Yeah.
It's the T word that's over there. That's what we're getting at. But the American people only see bombs and destruction, and it's terrible. But it's for the greater good of getting the T word out of that region. That's the one that's making it look bad.
They put
Okay.
They had no choice.
Yo, peep this. I'm gonna do the reading now. I think I found the part where it actually talks about it. For 5 Israel wars have been launched on Gaza since is disengaged from the enclave in 2005. Aside from the smaller incursion bomb, it said, but before they just said that Israel put out like some troops and put out all the settlers out of Gaza. Before October 7th, Israel said its policy was to mow the lawn, attempt to degrade Hamas' military capability by indirectly bombing Gaza every few years.
Yeah, that's indirect. That means targeting civilians. That's what that means. That's what mowing the lawn means.
Like
targeting anybody,
like the counter
indiscriminately, pew-pewing. Yeah.
You can't say that they was doing it on purpose to the civilians.
I said pew-pewing. I said
they wasn't doing it to the civilians. They were
people
retaliating to what happened to them.
What a lot of people don't understand, though.
Before that, they were doing it to the civilians. That's what mowing the lawn means. You can look up that phrase. Mowing the lawn is coined by Israel.
I don't think they should be bombing them indiscriminately. I think they should be putting troops on the ground and doing. I know. I'm saying I'm on your side with this.
Right.
I'm saying they should be doing targeted strikes with troops on the ground, not just from the
Middle
sky.
East, man.
Well, every time they put troops on the ground, they get defeated.
It's a third world country against a powerful military. Israel's like what the fourth strongest military. Don't quote me right. Keep me to the don't hold me to the fire. It's one of those. It's top 10.
It's first it's America. Second is also America somehow. I don't know why we just that great. Third is Russia.
I'm pretty sure first is China.
Third is China. I think it will be the French next is up there. And then
they're in the top 10.
North Korea?
It's top 10, brother. Israel is in the top 10. Fact.
Yeah.
I'll say top 10. I'll say top 10.
So I'm gonna say top 7.
But it's also their spy networks that makes them so powerful too. Mossad is like one of the best spy networks.
That is very true. Yeah.
So it's not just their military might that wins; it's their intelligence that wins too. So it's strategic means through influence as well, which is also intermingled into American politics and culture.
Yes.
And that's how they were able to basically extort America to do what we're doing today.
Yeah.
You have to have an ally in that.
Coerce them.
I
Coerce
don't
them.
see it as extortion. I see it as being smart.
Aren't we also under threat of
They don't have.
nuclear
They don't
Well,
have
it's the
troops-
bankers
they don't have the
extorting
troops
us.
to take on, Iran.
We are never under the threat of nuclear war.
No. Like, hasn't Israel said that they would bomb like the entire world if the U.S. ever stopped giving them funding? I remember.
Well, they have nukes. They have nukes.
First of all, we have
nukes aren't the real nukes.
We have interceptors. We'll intercept all of those.
Well, Israel actually has nukes. They actually made a deal back in the Kennedy era.
Well, what type of nuke? There's different types of nukes, y'all. Y'all know
There's
that, right?
strategic and then there's
It doesn't
tactical.
matter. They all
strategic
kill
and
people,
tactical
man.
nukes are two
They're all
different
going to
things.
cause a mass fallout.
No,
so
nuclear
what we have to worry
bombs
about-
don't have to have fallout with them, or a large amount of fallout.
Yeah, but the fact is that one nuclear bomb goes off, all of them goes
All
off.
of them,
It's
yeah, no, I
mutually
agree.
assured destruction.
Yeah, I
Not
agree.
all of them. It depends. It depends. Let's put. It's
No,
not
this is like a studied thing, dude. It's mutually assured
Strategic
destruction.
versus
Because
Even
think
if
about
there's
this.
a
tactical nukes are two different things, bro. They do.
I know,
they do two
but if they
different
do a
things.
tactical nuke, that sets a whole nother precedent. So it's a matter of time before the ballistic ones get fired off. Then, if there's a tactical nuke, so we got to be careful with that too.
Do you know, like, we have like we got rockets that'll take out everyone else's stuff if we're to happen.
It's not guaranteed though. It's not guaranteed. I agree. They can take out hypersonic missiles. They can take out hypersonic missiles, which is badass, which is good. But it's not all guaranteed. We may not be able to get every single one. We'd probably get majority, but there'd probably be one or two
It's definitely going to be collateral damage. It's definitely going
But
to be.
I don't ever see us using nukes because it's just like there's no reason in the world. Like there's like I don't think it's gonna happen.
So right now, okay. So right now, the globalists are going crazy right now because what's going on with the T word, the tariffs.
You can say tariffs.
You
can say tariffs. Yeah.
They are basically causing the globalist bankers to they're going haywire because they're used to for 60 plus years. They're used to us having basically zero tariffs on them, and they had 100+% tariffs, maybe even more on us since World War II to help rebuild Europe. And it's been that's in place. I forget what treaty that is, but you can look it up.
The Versailles Treaty, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes. So that's been in effect for 60 plus years, and then now we want to change it up. And when we do that, the rest of the world is freaking out because all the bankers that's affecting their pockets right now. It's big time.
Why the stock market has to be reset, and they don't want to go through it because they're losing. The rich people are losing a bunch of money. Regular folks are losing 401k for now. It'll come back.
Right,
It'll definitely come back.
And
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that thing about the stock market being inflated and stuff like that. That's what you're talking about.
Go to zero.
Well, yeah. Did you see
go to zero?
Did you see
Companies
where
can go bankrupt?
Well, did you see where England, France, Germany, all the big four in Europe want to come to the table? And actually, and even South Korea and Vietnam want to come to the table and set it to zero now.
Yeah.
So
free global trading is awesome to anybody. Everybody can become rich if you got the right product.
Man, we mega as fucking here.
They need our market. They need our market. So basically, the fact that we did this, they're like, oh shit, I can't believe they actually did this. Oh fuck.
Right.
And so now they're like, okay, we'll come back to the table. We'll set zero tariffs. Will you please set zero tariffs for us? And then when we do that, oh my God, the prices of everything are going to just fall completely. There's a strategy behind it.
And if you keep watching mainstream media, you will not believe what you just said. For the dummies that keep watching MSNBC and CNN. And
none of us watch that.
Worried.
Yeah, none of us watch that stuff.
Nobody's
watching
MSNBC. All these old ass economists.
Who is it?
I mean,
I watch Hassan Piker.
Economists don't want it to happen.
100%. That's how powerful. That's how
progressive.
powerful we're dealing with these
How
people.
did I
Hassan's a
know?
progressive.
What is it? David
Hassan's a
Pacman
progressive.
also?
Oh
The
no,
young-
he's
David
a
Pacman,
globalist.
the Young Turks. Who else? Is Destiny? Is that what y'all watching out there?
Oh
No,
hell no!
those
Fuck
are-
Destiny.
no,
That guy's
no,
the
no.
worst.
We watch like
My
democracy.
bad. Sorry.
We watch like
That guy's
we watch like
awful,
democracy
man. That guy
now.
is-
People like that.
Yeah.
Wait. Breaking Point. Breaking Point.
Well, Emma's okay. Emma Vigilant on Breaking Point, she's okay.
Bro,
The other guys
I'm
are
not gonna lie.
conservative.
I
The
try to
other guys
watch
are
both
Cigar,
sides.
whatever.
I try to watch both sides, but it's just watching the left. I'm like, bro, that's not
but
even. I
you
know that's not true. Like some of the
keep your
stuff they
enemies
say, I
close.
can literally know that's not true. I'm like, how are you saying that? I could.
Like
I
David
literally.
Pacman. That's corporate media.
You gotta keep
David
your enemies
Pacman
close
is
and watch what
corporate
they're
media?
saying, man.
David Pacman is a DNC operative. David Pacman's a DNC operative.
The DNC was
He's
paying
a
all your
Z. He's a Z
influencers.
person.
Daggone Hassan was
No, he
on
wasn't.
CNN or MSNBC.
He was a guest,
Huh?
though, to be fair.
He's a guest.
So he's
That
an
was kind of-
operative.
They don't have him on all the time.
They all
Bro,
work
he's-
together.
bro.
You can't just like the right
bro,
all work
he's-
together, the left all work together. Y'all just don't
No,
want to
are
claim
you
each other
crazy, bro?
sometimes.
Bro, they try to ban Hassan all the time. He's been
Yeah,
banned
no,
on-
the left
Do you
is
hear the
all
stuff he
like
says?
Attack him.
Do you not
Huh?
hear the stuff he says?
What does he say?
Bruh,
He's anti-G side. That's his thing. That's why they hate
bruh,
him.
he made did he make a statement
Bro,
that say
he's pro-Palestine.
America deserved 9/11? Didn't he say that?
I mean, we did, kinda.
Yeah.
Why? Why?
I don't know
You
about
remember
that.
yo, you remember earlier when I asked him about Al Qaeda and the H group?
Yeah.
You
I
see?
mean, as far as
knew
I
where they were
understand,
going.
we kinda did, man. I'm not
Yes.
saying I know everything. I'm just saying, as far as I
He
do,
didn't say
we
that.
kinda did.
That was taken out of context. If you
Well,
listen, I mean, he's got a video up explaining that how they took him out of context.
Yeah.
Trust me.
So okay. I mean, as far as us deserving it, though, I mean, I'm all for America first and all that. I mean, I don't necessarily say that we believe that we deserved it, because all that did was bring in the Patriot Act, which changed everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
And then that made things way worse. So had that never happened, or honestly, I think if Trump would have done that first, got rid of the Patriot Act, that right there is for the American people. And so I don't know if he'll ever change that. I have faith in him, but that would have I think changed a lot of hearts and mind had he gotten rid of the Patriot Act when he got in there. And he still could.
I was gonna say that wouldn't be the first 90-day battle, but
He
Wait,
still could.
doesn't the Patriot Act, wouldn't that need like an act of Congress? Because like, if it's the act, doesn't it need like it's a law now, right? Don't we need to put another law?
But he would have to get it put in. He'd have to get it put through Congress.
One thing can do is just change the enforcement of it, because the executive branch is how they determine how they enforce it, right?
Well, they can, and through certain circumstances, they can override it, because that's what Bush did when he put it in the Patriot Act.
Hey, yo, I'm not gonna lie. If we didn't have Biden, Bush would be the worst president of my lifetime.
Oh, he's part of the New World Order. He's with Biden. They're in the same bed.
Bro, I'm like,
Bush
to
is
me,
totally
it goes
different.
Biden,
Bush
Bush,
is a totally
Trump,
different
and Clinton
conservative,
is
not
tied,
even.
and then my boy Trump at the top. I'm just gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Bush and Biden, and Clinton, they're all at the same
but
table.
Trump is a pro Z. What, I don't even know how to say it. Z group.
What do you mean? Okay. So
he's
no,
a
okay.
Zionist.
Not necessarily. He understands. So that's what we got to also.
Do you see what he's allowing them?
Right.
He allowed them to break that ceasefire right now.
Right, but
look what's
what he's
happening.
doing right now is
ceasefire?
affecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, he's what he's doing
Bro,
right
they're
now.
dropping pew-pews on those poor kids. They killed 200 kids in one. Oh, sorry, they pew-pewed 200 children in one night.
Well,
Look it up.
The Zionists are very embedded into our society. So regardless of who became president, they were going to have to. I mean, right now he's got to drain the swamp first. So if he can get him designated as a foreign lobbyist group, then that'll be a big change, which I heard could be coming.
I hope it. Listen, if he does that, listen. I support him. I don't like what's happening. His position, taking all that money from Miriam Adelson, $200 million. That's ridiculous. I mean, she's like the biggest.
Well, so
wait.
So
Why didn't they release the hostages?
He's doing it.
They were doing it.
No, it's saying that they broke the ceasefire because the other group didn't release the hostages.
No, Israel wanted to stay in phase 1. Israel broke the ceasefire because they wanted to stay in phase 1. They didn't want to move on to phase 2. As was agreed
they
upon
didn't.
in
They didn't
original
release the
ceasefire.
hostages.
What are you talking about? They released the hostages that they were told to release.
No, they
That
didn't.
they agreed upon.
Both
Yes, they
Israel and
did.
Trump administration have blamed Hamas for the resumption of hostilities.
Of course they're going to say
citing the
that because they
military-
know Americans don't know.
Well, okay, well, look at
everything
this.
was
Look at it
going
like
to plan.
this. Look
Brother,
at it like
there's
this.
still more hostages over there that they haven't let go yet.
Yeah,
Okay,
there are more
okay.
hostages. That was part of phase 2 and phase 3.
What are
Israel
these?
did
Wait.
what?
Let me explain these phases real quick. You need to explain
Yeah.
these phases. I don't know
There
nothing
were
about
four.
this.
There were four. Bro, look up the 4 phases of the ceasefire. There were 4 phases. Look them up.
Go no, tell
Well,
us right
look at
quick.
it like-
Tell us because it'll be either just for you to
I
tell
don't
us.
know. I don't know them by heart, but they were supposed to release X amount of hostages in the first phase, and then the second. Then they were
Release
supposed
them
to
all.
No, it was little
No,
by
it
little
was
because
phase-
they
it
were
was.
ensuring that the ceasefires stick. Do you understand?
They wasn't putting them
that's
out.
part of the talk.
They wasn't releasing the last ones. They didn't release on time, and they was acting like they wasn't coming to the table, and they didn't want them
That's
to embarrass them on
because
TV
Israel
anymore.
was dropping more pews on them. So
If they weren't
they're already
releasing-
breaking the ceasefire.
you don't. They have no leverage to negotiate. They literally have zero
Listen-
but the hostages. So what are you
Well, okay,
talking
look-
about?
Exactly, that's their leverage.
That's a lot to leverage, man. If it's your loved
That's
one,
a lot. That's their leverage.
If it's your loved
But
one, you thinking
they
differently.
agree, bro. They were agreeing to everything. Israel kept, pew-pewing them, dropping the pews on them, and they broke the ceasefire like 3 times. I think the last one was the final one. They said no, we're not gonna agree to it.
I
But
think
they're
we all
for-
in here saying things we think. I think host, get on the computer and let's get
I'm
some
using
facts.
Elon Musk AI.
Get some
Yeah,
facts.
he's on there.
Phase
Look
one,
up phase 2.
Jan-
Israel did not want to go into phase 2. That's because phase 2 meant they had to get out of Gaza.
Let's give him
Well,
3
let's
minutes.
look at it like this.
What
Look at
you
it like
thinking,
this.
host?
The war in the Ukraine is actually funneling all kinds of weapons and funds to Israel right now. So
Right.
if Trump can stop the war in the Ukraine, and then that's going to directly affect Israel, and then of course we tariffed Israel today, and so so there's a lot of things that we can do that he's not going to openly like denounce Israel. He's not going to openly do that. And
To be fair, we
Hey
also,
yo,
like,
let's talk. Who?
put tariffs on islands that don't even
I
have
think Ukraine
people.
lost the war.
2,000.
You think?
My bad.
I don't think
my
they
bad.
could
Ukraine
sustain it,
lost the
but-
war.
More in
Sorry.
pew-pews. And the ones that even Biden wouldn't send them.
Well, so we look at it like this. So our military,
They just
industrial
signed that.
complex-
Only 50.
our military, our DoD is sending those weapons over there to test them, and we are getting advantage out of it. But
That's what
the
I was
problem is
saying. My bad. Go
They-
ahead. Go
they
ahead. Go
want-
ahead.
they are getting advantage out of it, and they know what's happening. They know that those weapons are getting smuggled into Israel too, and all the money laundering scheme that's going on over there, which is in the possibly in the trillions. But at the same time, they are they want to keep funding it, and they also want to escalate it. They want it to turn into straight up World War III. But if Trump can get that ceasefire signed right now, if he can get that really signed, then that completely fucks the DoD group society. And that right there, if he can stop that on top of with all these tariffs and renegotiate our trade agreements, oh my God, dude, it's gonna prevent World War III, 1, but 2, it's also gonna eventually lower prices for literally everything.
Because
And so-
Russian energy could get back in the market instead of putting sanctions on it.
That too, and just the fact that we renegotiate all of our tariffs, the fact that before this, we got to look at it. We were getting the fuck tariff out of us. So if we can renegotiate our tariffs down to 0 or very minimal, oh my God, we're gonna be paying fucking for nothing. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a golden age, literally. And I know it sounds like talking points.
Yeah, but what happens?
It's
But
the
what
only
happens in the
time
mean- what
we've
happens
ever
in the
gone against the
meantime?
bankers. It's the only time we've ever gone against the bankers. And if we
But
can,
what happens in the meantime? You think
It-
people?
so-
think people can sustain all the pain they're gonna feel?
I think we can. I think we can. And that's what we have social services for. That's what we really have social services for. And it's also-
Well, social services are being cut, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're cutting all.
They're not cutting.
No, that's
they're
the
not
fear-mongering.
cutting
That's
everything
the
because some
fear-mongering.
things need an
That's
act
the
of Congress to
fear-mongering.
get cut. There's like a lot of things that need an
Fear-mongering.
act of Congress or a bill to get passed for them to get rid of. A lot of things are going to get restructured or they're going to reduce the worker
It's the out of country shit.
Health
It's
and
all the,
Human
it's all the
Services.
out of country shit. It's all the scams with
Part
it.
of Health and Human Services was a scam, man. It was his money that was going to
Leaving the country. It was leaving the country
to the
and going
rich.
to people. Yeah,
And
it was
coming
actually
back to
leaving
their
the country.
pocket.
Wait, which one of y'all are on the side of USAID? Not USAID because there's not really sending aid. USAID.
Hell
I'm
no.
on the side of USA.
No, that's all.
Hell no.
full
That's
up,
all.
dude.
That's
Intermonetary
First started
IMF
with
shit.
20
Yeah,
years ago, 30 years ago, it was great. It meant something. But now they pay them $2 million. If I send you $2 million, send me $1 million back. That's the type of shit they do, man. So
Well,
hell
and
no.
that was a giant laundering scheme too.
That's
That was a way to
all.
write shit off for like nothing and to put it into fat cats' pockets.
Yeah,
They would write it off.
I get it, but
Teaching gay drag queens on how to sing opera.
What about for vaccines against HIV? Or controlling HIV in African
I got a question.
countries?
Why is it up to America to pay for
so-
everybody's health care?
Because we want to do business in the world, bro. Our former
And because we
was
have
with
like
us in
the highest
center.
portion of the GDP. We are like
Yeah, we're the
that
world.
means-
Yeah,
that means
they make our
the most
economy.
money of the world. Are y'all really that
Well-
favoring taxes?
Economic superpower.
Yeah.
No, hell no.
I am for taxes because we would get more benefits out of it. We could have more structure.
Bro, look at
But look
universal
at what
health
we've been doing
care.
now. Look at what we've been doing now, though. They've been
I
taxing
mean,
the shit
yeah,
out
I
of it.
think that the entire U.S. government needs to be reworked. It's all corrupt.
Tell Elon thank you then.
Then you gotta be on the
because
side of
Elon
Trump
wasn't
then.
doing anything.
Yeah,
You
man,
gotta be
you're
on.
saying
You gotta be
everything-
MAGA, boy.
you're
Like
saying
you have
everything
to
that
be
the right is
MAGA.
saying right now.
Well, you see, you gotta see.
Okay, listen.
And I know,
we have
I know.
very similar ideas about how America has gone wrong, but I want to go communist.
Whoa,
I
he's
want to be a socialist
he was
country.
a red.
Oh my god, dude, you were
Bro,
cool at
stop.
first,
Let's
dude.
put it like this. Let's put it like this.
I have
got-
a question. Like, what
No,
can Trump
enemy,
do?
dude. That's the fucking enemy, bro.
What? Did he say that?
Can I ask you a question? Smorgas, what can Trump do to disappoint you to say, wow, I was wrong about this guy? Is there any line? Is there a red line for you where you stop
There
supporting him?
is, of course. If
What
he
is it?
does-
No, I want to know. I'm super interested because I like you seem really smart. So
Well, no,
Yeah,
I
he
just
does
think
seem
if-
smart. I'm not gonna
the-
lie.
The only
it does seem smart.
if he doesn't if he doesn't go against the banking system, like what we're up against right now, is that's what we're up against. It's the bankers, man. They have the power. They're over sovereignty of nations. So
Right.
he's the only hope for us to not go into World War III, and he's the only hope for us to actually restructure the system away from the fucked up banking system we're in now. And
Why
so
don't you give him good- why
if
don't
he
you give
can
him-
do that, he's the
So
only
him
one
do-
that can do it. If he can
So
do
him-
it, then I have faith. I have faith that he's trying right now because, but what I'm scared of is they're gonna whack him, or they're either going to set up a false flag, and then we're fucked. If they cut the power off, if they do, right now they want to turn the tables because we're winning. We're winning the tide of the game right now. Okay, so they're gonna flip the table like a fucking little baby, pissed off, spoiled kid, and they're gonna flip the table off. And what that means is they could shut the power off, blame it on the Russians or the Chinese, or they come in and they basically tank the economy. They bet against everything, or I mean, no telling what. But see, we're in a stage right now. It's very it's a very touchy, sensitive situation because if we don't like we have to be on guard and realize who we're up against. And so the fact that we're winning to an extent, like barely, they're willing to do whatever it takes to turn the tides. And then they really want to turn us communists into a communist world dictatorship. And so that's where we got to watch out for. But if we can, like I said, if he can go against this banking system and bring us away from being so much more tied into the IMF and the World Trade Organizations, which he pulled us out of, thank God. If he can turn us away from that, then we will be able to sustain. And this was also a strategic long-term plan too, to keep America powerful 100 to 200 years from now. You know what I mean?
Okay. So I just have two questions. So him, what he did with the Houthis, you agree with?
Hell yeah.
I think yes, because
They're
right now
attacking U.S. ships. And they're attacking daggone
if they're-
U.S.
yeah, they're
warships
attack-
also.
We're just sitting there to just kind of. I mean, we're still an ally with Israel, and so
But
we're
I
just
thought- but
we're
you're
just sitting there.
against
But I
bankers,
think
you're
what it's
pro-Israel.
for. What is it?
I said you're against the bankers, right? The globalists.
Oh yeah, so then I am against. And
So
honestly,
you're pro-Israel. I'm confused.
no, I didn't say pro-Israel. I just
Okay.
said right now. So we have to understand, Trump Trump is also part of the DOD and the war machine. So they're doing stuff before we've been in the seas before he became president. We've been over there way before he became president.
Right, correct.
Biden was the one that was escalating everything. If Biden was over there, we'd probably already be in war with Iran.
Right.
So if Biden had won, we would be in war with Iran.
Correct.
And of course, we'd probably be at war with Russia too in straight up World War III situation. So,
I have a question for you, smorgasbord, or however you pronounce it.
Smorgasbord.
yeah, smorgasbord. Yeah.
Like, why do you think that the bankers would want communism? That would objectively drain money from them.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. They what they do, they use communism and the dictatorship that comes with it. People say it
but
doesn't.
that's saying
There's
that
gonna be
it's a
class
communist
systems though.
dictatorship.
There's gonna be like a higher
comes
class that's
with
in
an
charge of
authority.
everything to actually put into communism in place, while everybody else is just poor.
They extract the wealth from communist nations. They do. They would extract the wealth. So it would go immediately into the bankers' hands, much more than it is now. And then they would have full autonomy over our rights as citizens.
How does that happen?
They would basically
how do we get
depopulate
there?
us. They would depopulate us.
How do we get there though? How does that happen? What would be the start of that? How would that happen?
Well, a giant World War III situation. We all wipe each other out, and then they come in with their fucking backed up breakaway society that they've been stocking up all the technology from the last 200-300 years.
Oh
And
no,
then
this
they
just
come-
kind of sounds like conspiracy theory.
No, it's not.
How do you feel
teetering
that
on a lot of
America-
conspiracy
Your
theories.
superpower couldn't defend that? How did
You can say conspiracy theories, but you can't believe with the trillions of dollars that have been smuggled out of America throughout 100 years, or the last 50 years, let's just say, the trillions, since after World War II, the trillions of dollars that has built our war machine, which has basically taken all that technology, and it's true, you could look at all these operations that they've taken all that technology and they literally are building a breakaway society if they haven't already. But and of course you may say, oh, it falls into conspiracy theory.
Sounds like a
But if you
movie.
really look back into it through Operation Paperclip, through Operation
Yeah, but why wouldn't
Mockingbird,
Trump
through
and Elon be a part of this? They are some of the richer people in the world.
But
They
they're
would
not.
get
They're
most
not
of
in the
the
club.
benefit.
They're not in the club though. They're not in the true club of the New
How do
World
you
Order.
know that though?
It's well, okay. Look at it like this: they're not in the true club of the New World Order because right now they're trying to do whatever they can to get him out of there. They fear that he's going to affect their pocketbook big time and expose them.
The things you're saying though, the rich think they can run from it, and they can't. Money doesn't mean anything if the world was at World War III. The money doesn't mean anything.
Oh, they get to hide from it. They hid from it, dude. The bankers have been hiding from it for 100 years.
But if it got to the point that you're kind of painting a picture of, we're all at war, and we all have our own families and lives to take care of and defend. So everybody would be at war. They can't escape. Money wouldn't mean anything.
Oh yeah,
It's about what you have.
It would. They actually would have their own military, and they would have their own bunkers that are going to be guarded through all kinds of underground cities. They probably have.
The military they have families too. You think they're gonna leave their families back while they guard Elon Musk and the rich?
No,
all they're gonna do is turn their guns on Elon too and take his shit. It's gonna be anarchy.
It didn't happen then. It didn't happen in the last two major wars, and even before, right after the creation of the Federal Reserve. I mean,
But don't you think they like this system?
No, they want straight up World War III. They want to depopulate everybody. Seriously, and I know it sounds crazy. Sounds crazy, but they do.
I can't buy that one. But okay,
They do. They want to depopulate majority of the population.
You
Don't you
ever
think they
wonder why
love
everyone's
capitalism?
always trying to support that terminating the daggone fetus and stuff like that, while they're trying to say all the stuff they say about climate control? Well, damn, Smorgasbord got
crazy, right?
damn. Hey, yo, he must have been saying something. He got they took him out. I'm like, what the? They said he was violating terms. So I'm like,
you didn't do that?
That's what I'm confused about. Hey, yo, so he must be. Hey, yo, I trust this dude because he must have been saying something for them and be like, you know what? He been talking a little too much.
Yeah. He was saying crazy
It says
stuff.
he's back now. It says he joined again.
Oh,
So
okay.
Let me see if I can send him a.
maybe
He
his
said-
internet just
he-
cut out.
no, he
you
said-
know? Why we
he said
immediately
one of those
jump to,
keywords.
like, government conspiracy theory.
Yeah, he said
It
a
popped up on-
keyword.
It popped up on my screen that said he got removed for violation, violating terms.
Yeah, he can't join. He can't join the chat now.
Those things
Damn.
those words you just said a minute ago is the word.
See, he said, read it. He's in the comments. Read the comments. Read the comments.
Yo.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
He was cooking. I'm not gonna lie, he was cooking.
And you know why? None of us interrupted him either. We were listening, so they're like, "Hell no!"
I gotta give him. I gotta give him a follow because I want him. He gotta come back.
I'm gonna stand by it. I think that was all bullshit.
Yeah, conspiracy theory type stuff. I'll go with that. Man. I mean, it's good food for thought.
And, like, it's interesting and it's possible, but like I just don't think it's happening.
Think about it. Look what's happening in Europe right now.
I think that there is a much more normal explanation for everything.
No. Think about it. You ever notice why all the Western countries are pro mass immigration into their countries from everywhere in the side of the world, while under the Biden administration, everybody was coming into America. It was like the surge in the borders, just the same thing that's happening in Europe. And because all the groups on the left, I'm not saying. I know you're gonna argue what left really is, but that's not the point of it. All the groups on the left was trying to go like, oh yeah, we gotta let these people in, let these people in. And everybody on the right is going like, oh, let's say you got a political leader on the right? They're trying to put all the ones in Europe in jail. The lady, I believe in France, they said, oh, they said, oh, she did all this criminal cases and stuff like that, and so now we got put her in the court, take her to the court. Like they try to do to Trump. You know what's gonna happen next? You know, Pierre in Canada. Watch in a couple months, they're gonna try to say, "Oh yeah, he was found like he was doing something else." Like they say the ADF in Germany. Oh, that's a far right Nazi group. Oh, stuff like that. I'm like, you don't know, it's like all the stuff that's going.
Yahtzee.
I said Nazi. I ain't said that.
Okay.
You see all the stuff that's going on. Like to me, it kind of makes sense. All the stuff that's happening around the world. If you look at Europe, they're trying to bring everybody from from like Northern Africa, Middle East, and other countries, and the people there are starting to complain.
It's because I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I think it's because.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I think it's because like we want to help people. I think it's integral to who we are as humans. We want to see each other flourish. I think that's why we want to help these people that are in these rougher situations get to better places in the world where they can flourish.
I could agree with you, but you can't. You just don't do mass immigration. You gotta give them time for them cultures to assimilate. Like if you,
I know, but that culture has to assimilate somehow.
Even if they're trying to do it, they're doing it the wrong way, and they know they're doing it the wrong way. You can't bring on like millions of people and expect them to get along well. And you have certain countries like think of what is Poland. They don't have like the crime rate since they started doing this mass immigration in Europe. A lot of these countries have increased in their crime rate and stuff like that. But Poland, they say, we're not doing that.
There.
Turkey said we're not doing that, and their crime rate ain't that high. It's like, but they're and all the leaders that do say we're not doing mass immigration are called far right extremists. Like you don't see that they're trying to have like everybody come together, one globalist society where like there is no borders, like everyone could just come and go as they please. Because if you do that, I feel like there'll be a less strain to through certain rebellion and stuff like that. Certain like people will try to rise up and say no, we're all one people and stuff like that. I think we need borders. Like there's a purpose for me. Like come on, I might not be saying it the best way, but it seems like this whole globalist agenda is actually true.
I think that we should unify. I think that we should all just be people. Like, what's so wrong about that, though?
Sure.
Like, all of us just living and
something for
helping
you.
each other.
Okay, in certain countries, like you could pay off and bribe the police because you're a gang member and you could get off scot-free. When you do mass assimilation, you're assimilating stuff like that too. Well, you
gotta rebuild that. You gotta rebuild.
You don't do mass migration. You could allow people in, but you gotta not allow people in all at once. You gotta give them like the people that come in gotta get time to assimilate because you can't.
The U.S. is a melting pot. So like everything you're saying is contradictory to what this nation
I
is.
agree with you. But right now we're more like a plate. Like we got rice right here. We got some beans right here. We got some meat right here. It's not actually mixing because when you do mass migration, they all go to like one particular location and form their own little city there. That's like like in how Miami got a little Haiti, little Havana, little this and little that. You can't be having that for every culture. They're not actually mixing like that when you do stuff like that. And like they are.
They're integrating their culture.
Yeah,
they're integrating their culture in the U.S.
If you have a whole section where it's just called Little Haiti because that's a high population of Haitians, are they really mixing into the rest of Miami?
I think that they are. They are a part of it.
They are part of it. Like
In New York, in New York, you see all these ethnicities like mixing and dating each other. You see that's all you see. I never see like a monochromatic couple in New York. You don't see that anymore.
I understand what you're talking about, and I see that too. But you can't. But let's put it like
you don't
this.
see that in New
What
York.
about
All
this
you
example?
see in New York is white guys dating Asian girls, or you see white guys dating
What about
black
this?
girls.
What about this? Right?
That's all you see.
A lot of the stuff they have in the cultural practice in the Middle East. Do you think all of that should just come in here willy nilly?
No, I don't think that.
So if you don't think
there's things like honor killings that are really messed up, you know.
When you do mass migration, you have to accept that it's gonna happen because it was happening in Europe, bro. They had
and those people that are doing
Google
that
this.
stuff
Google
need
this.
to be
I might get
held
banned for saying
accountable
this
for
term.
that.
Just
Don't
Google migrant grooming game in Europe. Just Google that and tell me like I'm not gonna get into details about what that was because it was some heinous stuff. Just Google it and you'll be like, oh, okay, I see what you're talking about. They had like gangs going around doing stuff to kids, and it was like and then the Europeans, like the police were saying, yo, that's their culture and stuff like that, and they were like, they weren't going and arresting those people, they were letting that stuff happen.
But hold on a second. But isn't the U.S. different? Like like who's gonna come over here?
You think the
and
U.S. different? Okay, when the migrant children there were migrant children unaccompanied coming to America with numbers on their on their body, and they were going into for kids. Like not saying the term, but they're going into stuff for kids that's inappropriate.
Like, I mean, but why would they? Happens in the
they
US.
called the
that
numbers. They know
to
what
migrants.
the kids were going to. When they called the numbers, they knew what the kids were going to. They knew what the kids were getting involved into, and they still sent them there. So you saying, "Oh, that couldn't happen in America"? It's happening in America.
But that's because we're demonizing, immigration. That's what happens.
Demonizing immigration.
This is right because
I'm an immigrant.
Exactly, but they have to find. But we're talking about now, correct? They have to find kind of shady ways
when
to get in
here. When a
here.
kid comes to the border unaccompanied, and they got something on their arm saying, "Oh, this is the number to call," and when you call and that number is familiar, and you're like, "Yo," and no one's questioning where this kid's being sent to, and now we lost track of 300 kids. When a dude like 20, 30 years old comes with little kids. And no, mom, they used to stop them at the border and do DNA testing to prove that they're related and stuff like that. They stopped doing that under Biden. You don't think nothing shady would happen because of that?
Bro, what other country can you go? What other country can you go to and just go there and just stay there, and not have legal representation to be there? Nowhere else. Why do we have to let anybody and anybody come here? You can't
I'm saying that everywhere should.
You can't go to Germany and just stay there.
They're not trying to go anywhere. They're trying to go to Western countries. Yeah. How come no one in the West is trying to go to China? How come no one in the West is trying to go to Russia?
That's not true. They actually are.
They're trying to go to China?
Not to China specifically, but they are going to other places.
What? Like people are leaving Western countries and going to where?
Less than 1% of the American population is doing that.
That's the thing about it. The Western countries is the one that are experiencing all this influx of immigration.
They want to be here.
Like, I can understand people are leaving America, going to places in Europe to avoid Trump. Okay, we're gonna have crazy people. But come on, when you have
because there are like, for example, trans people that are being very negatively affected.
What's happening to them? Nothing. Literally,
they're
there's nothing
losing
happening.
their access to health care.
Bro,
I can't worry about.
You got access to the health care.
Less than
They just not letting you
0.1%
lop
of the
off body parts off
population, man.
kids.
Bro, it's less
They're
than
not doing that. That was never a thing that
0.001% of the
happened.
population that's trans. Nobody cares, man.
Yeah,
Bruh,
exactly. So
you-
why are we making laws to to discard them or to
Yeah. So
always
why
no,
does it matter?
They're making laws for us to not to be able to be who we are.
The
and
laws
say we
that
don't agree with it.
Let me tell you the laws that they're doing. They're doing a law that says whatever your biological sex is, that need to be the same one on your passport.
That's
They're
facts.
making a
I
law
wanna know if
saying
you're a man or a
biological
woman. But
males
why?
can't go into
How
daggone
does that
play women's sports, can't go to women's bathroom.
That's one way. That's one way.
What's wrong with that?
Okay, wait.
Hold on,
Okay,
you want
so
someone
I'm,
that's trans
like,
using? You want like a trans woman using a men's bathroom? That's what you want?
Yeah, then those trans women are
Like,
gonna get
what the-
assaulted.
Bro,
Like,
whoa. So
like,
you
why
saying
would
you
you
saying if
want
a
that?
trans woman, you saying the trans woman's gonna get
You want
assaulted
a
if she
trans
uses
man using a woman's bathroom? That's what you
A
want?
trans woman is a dude. How you gonna get
Bro,
assaulted?
How do
I'm
you say? I'm from New
gonna
York.
make it easy for
Yes,
everybody.
I'm from
I'm
New York.
gonna make it
And
easy for
trans
everybody.
women,
Trans
you don't
woman,
look like
trans
girls.
man, the men's bathroom. Trans woman, trans man, the men's sports league. Problem solved.
What do you mean trans? What you just said?
Trans woman or trans man, the men's bathroom. Trans woman or trans man, the men's sports.
Why do you want that? Why don't they're not there?
Because think about this: if you're
Why does it matter?
trans, if
Why
you're
do
a
you wanna-
trans
yeah,
man,
why
right?
do you wanna
Let me
strip-
talk.
Why
Let me
do
talk.
you want
Right?
to strip people of their dignity? That makes no
How's
sense.
that stripping them the dignity? What about the dignity of the women
Because
that don't
they're-
want to be in the
bro,
spaces with them?
Look at Elon Musk's daughter, Vivian. She looks like a woman. You want her using a men's
I don't know
bathroom?
nothing
Look
about
her up.
Elon Musk, Dar Vivian.
But that's what I'm saying. She's trans. You're talking about trans. That's just an example you can look up right now. Look at her.
Use
Look up. Her name
use
is
the
her name
bathroom
is
where your genital parts show you go to that when you were born. That's
Bro,
the bathroom.
we don't even, bro.
gonna
How come we
check?
didn't have these
Who's
arguments
gonna
10 years
check?
ago? Like, how come this
Who's
wasn't an
gonna
issue
check?
10 years ago?
Because we let
We
let-
were having
we
this
let a group
argument
of
10 years
people.
ago. It
we
just
let
wasn't
a
being
group that's
promoted
less,
by
less than a
anyone.
person
It wasn't
in
getting
America
out there.
make rules.
Yeah. They
Bro,
weren't
I'm
being
just saying,
demonized. Trans people.
First, let's talk about let's address them individually, sports or bathroom. Which one you want to talk about first?
Bathroom, because I don't care about sports. Objectively, trans people aren't really going into sports.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
know
okay.
a lot
Let's
of
talk about
people.
bathroom.
I'm a
Let's talk
trans
about
person
bathroom.
myself.
to play sports.
They don't go into
we
that
have
stuff,
women. We have
technically.
women only spaces to protect women, right?
Yeah.
So why remember when there was an increase in pregnancies in jails and women getting assaulted in jails because they're letting biological males into women's jails? We're not. We
Yeah, but
don't-
those aren't trans women. Those aren't trans
They
women. They're
said
people
they
that
were
pretend they are.
trans.
Yeah, they're lying, dude.
How do we
that
prove
doesn't
if they're
mean-
lying or telling the truth?
How do we know
Is
if they're
there a
lying
test
or
they
telling
could
the truth?
take?
Yes.
No, it's not.
They're all. They are.
So you're the
on
one that's being
hormones.
transphobic right now, trying to say there's a test that you could take to prove if someone's trans or not. I thought
No,
if someone
because
says
they
they're
are
trans,
most
then they're
likely
trans,
going
right?
to be on hormones
Well,
of some extent.
someone that's undergoing
stop. You
hormone
told me
therapy, all
that's
that stuff,
transphobic.
they're
What you just
trans.
said. You just said something transphobic. You don't need to take hormones to be trans. That's transphobic.
I never said that.
You
I
said
said
why-
that in
why?
this situation.
Why are we worried about something that's not the norm? That's less.
No.
It's so small.
Let's just address.
Why-
Let's
why
just
do
address
we
the
care about
topic.
their-
So why should we?
Hold
No.
on, but why-
Let's just
why are
have
their
the
rights more
conversation. Let's just have the
important?
conversation, right?
Why are their rights more important than what we're thinking as the average person in America?
No,
why
let's
do we care what their rights are?
No,
Why
let's
do we
play
care?
this. Let's play this. Right. If they, how do you prove someone's trans? How do you prove it? You can't. If you you go based off what they said. They don't even need to take hormones or have any surgery to do anything different. They could be like, I could say I'm a trans man, I'm a trans woman, mask presenting, but I want to keep my body parts.
And you would be perfectly right in that identity.
So if someone say that, how do we prove that biological males actually trans? There's no freaking proof.
Bro, you
say, oh, you gotta
cases. We're
if
talking
you
about
say
people that are really trans.
No. If you say you gotta grow your hair out so you could be to fit the trans thing, they'll say, oh, that's transphobic. If you say they gotta take surgeries or they gotta take medication, that's
Take
transphobic.
hormones.
So there's
I never said that, though.
No, I'm saying if you said it, people will say that's transphobic. So there's no way to do it but to just say, you know what? Whatever they say they are, that's how we're going by. So if
trans people been
so you
trans
can't
people
say
been
they're
around
not trans
forever.
just because they're not
Trans
doing
people
something
been around
particular.
forever. Why is it a big deal now?
None of these things are
Why is it
happening
a
in
big deal
public
now?
bathrooms. No one's getting assaulted in public bathrooms. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Whoa,
it just
whoa,
didn't.
whoa,
Isn't
whoa! Stop,
happening.
stop right there! Stop right there! What about the two?
documented.
What about the girl that got assaulted in the bathroom in public in the school? This girl got assaulted. They kicked the boy out into another school, and he assaulted the girl again. What about that?
It's documented. Yes, it has.
But
I mean, yeah, and I can say the same
Stop!
thing about
How many
cis
times?
people attacking
How many
trans
times do it
people
have
now.
to happen before it's not okay?
It's never. It's not okay even one time. But you can't blame the majority for one.
So you should be on my
for
side.
One person.
No,
That's one
because
anomaly.
the majority shouldn't be punished for the
Yeah, for
actions
this
of a
one
couple
case.
of terrible people.
Exactly. There shouldn't be special privileges for you because you're trans.
There
Yes,
isn't
it should.
special privileges.
Okay, what about
That's all
protecting
it is.
A man
women?
can't
Do we
go
not want to
into a
protect
woman's
women?
bathroom, but a trans person can say, "I want to go in that
Yeah,
bathroom."
and I
because
want to
identify as a
protect
woman."
trans women too.
What?
And I think that's okay.
I got a question. Are trans women men or women?
They're women.
They're women.
Would you
Can they
date a
have a
trans
baby?
woman?
Can they
Yes.
have a baby? Can they have a baby?
I wouldn't.
Can they have a kid?
If I
Oh, no,
was
no,
attracted
stop,
to a
stop,
trans
stop,
woman,
stop.
I would
Have a
date her.
kid.
If you wouldn't, why wouldn't you date a trans woman?
I would. Oh, I should marry. I would say I'm not marrying. I would date a trans woman. Why not?
You would date a
She
trans
look like a
woman?
woman.
Okay.
If
That's
she looked
different.
like a woman,
Hey,
why
well,
not?
host, you
If
can't
she
And she had a
surgery, why
schlong.
not?
Host, you can't
No,
argue that.
you
can't argue that.
Yeah, people
No,
have genital
I'm not dating
preferences.
anyone
That's
with
a
a
different
schlong.
thing, though. That's like
different.
yeah.
If she
It's
looked
not
like a
different,
woman,
man. It's a man, brothers.
No,
It's not
Huh?
different because you go from a penis to a vagina. You're a woman. No, you had a penis first. You're a
looks
man.
like-
Are you delusional?
bro. If it feels,
Yo!
if it feels,
Hey,
if
yo!
it feels like a V,
Well,
that means-
yo,
that means-
y'all
that
cool
means you're
people. I
homosexual,
gotta
looks
go,
like
bruh.
me.
I
So
gotta
you're saying you're
go.
homosexual then, right?
Hey,
You're
yo,
homosexual?
y'all cool
No.
peoples. Y'all cool peoples. I don't got a problem with y'all. Like, we had good
No doubt.
conversation.
I'm gonna get
Yeah.
off too then.
It's 2
You
o'clock in the
got me
morning.
on that one.
I'll make sure I
Yeah.
add y'all so we can argue again and talk again because y'all some cool peoples. But we gonna have to
I gotta
disagree and agree to disagree on
Yeah.
certain things.
Peace
We
out,
just-
my brothers. Y'all be good. Be
I mean,
safe
yeah.
out there. Y'all be good.
Wait,
Yeah.
that was good. I like that.
wait. How do I add these? Somebody, he's not giving me the choice to add y'all. There.
You have to go. You
Hey,
have
yo,
to go
Nick,
in.
type something in the chat so I can add y'all. Because last time I was trying to add people after I left the thing, it was kind of hard. All right. Okay.
That's me. I gamble. That's what traveling degen means. I'm a degenerate. I love to gamble.
Hey, that's everybody, right? I got you. Everyone got a request? Cause if we talking smack again, I want to talk with y'all. Y'all cool peoples.
Yeah, I added you. I want to know when you're going live again. Hopefully, you get more people in this.
I try to go live every day because
what time?
I'm
This
the
time?
new creator, and I do YouTube too and shit. That's another reason too.
What time? What time do you go live? At this time?
I don't know. I usually start around between 5 to like 9, and I stop whenever.
I saw you the other night when you had the Trump going for 3 terms, and you had a good discussion. Had a few people in here. That was a good one,
bro. Like, oh yeah, yo, Trump could have a third
That was
term.
great.
He just can't get elected for that third term.
Yeah, you had him on the fence. You had him on the fence.
Bro,
with that.
I hate how people say,
the
"Oh, that's not what the 22nd
and the
Amendment
12th
says."
Amendment.
I was reading it. I was like,
Yeah.
it says elected. It doesn't say
It
you
says
can't
it.
have it.
It says it.
I wouldn't even
You're
vote
right.
for Trump in the primary on a third term. But if he
You-
was
you'll
the
be absolutely
candidate,
right.
I'm like, but he wouldn't. That's not constitutional though.
I
That
mean,
was a
do you
good
think he
discussion.
really survives that long? He's an older
Bro,
dude.
I don't even think he wants to do a third
Nah,
term.
you're right.
I think he says
You're right.
that because anything he says, the media is gonna run with it. Like he could make
Yup.
a joke. They'll be like, "Oh my goodness." Oh, I'm like, bro.
It's all strategic.
Like,
It's all strategic.
Bro, you know how when Trump says something, Trump says something in the news, y'all stop talking about the airplanes. Trump, the Walsh dude in like leaking text message. Oh, third term. Oh my goodness. After Walsh dude, like come on. The tariffs, watch Trump say something else crazy and everybody's gonna forget. Trump is
Makes
the
me laugh
master
every
of
time.
media manipulation, bro. He
I
is
love that.
genius with it.
I won't disagree with that statement. I actually do fully agree with you on that.
Yeah, he's telegenic.
Like, dude is really goddamn good at like manipulating the media. It's objectively true.
And the crazy thing is the CNN, MSNBC, the like legacy media, they know it and they're still trying to do it because people's not watching them no more and they want clicks and views. That's what's crazy about it, bro. And we all know it and they're still doing it, bro.
So funny. But yeah, bring that one up again. Bring that topic up again.
What, Trump 30? We could talk about Trump, but we gotta talk about something like change the topic or like talk about it. Oh,
Trump third term.
I'm gonna make it. Why don't do you regret not voting for Trump? That's what I'm gonna do. You know how everyone's saying, do you regret voting for Trump?
You'll get a bunch of angry people in here from the left and a bunch of defending people from the right.
Bro, I hate the people on the left that can't, like, I don't mind talking to people on the left. It's just the ones that just yell and get emotional. I'm like, chill out. We just talking, bro. I don't have no beef with you, no animosity. We just talking, bro. That's how I feel about it.
I mean, yeah. I understand that. I feel the exact same way about people on other sides as a leftist.
But I feel like a lot of the time people say, "Oh, you can't talk to the other side." It's the crazy people that go viral, bro. Usually, you could talk to regular people, bro, and with no problem, bro. That's at least how I felt about it.
There's extremes on both ends, so no doubt. Y'all brothers have a good night, man.
All right, y'all want to say anything before I close the live?
No, that's it, yo. It's nice meeting you, though.
All right, y'all. Nice meeting y'all too. Have a good night.
See you guys.
Wes, the other guy too. Both Blaine, Wes, y'all was cool.
Yeah.
I can't believe they did our dog like that, bro. Smorgasbord was whole. Hey, yo, he was putting me on game. I was learning a lot from him.
Yo, can I ask him how they do that so quick when there's only like 5 of us in here?
Right.
He had to say some words that triggered some things, bro.
What do they use? They use AI
or something.
Yeah, I bet they do. It's like if you say more than two keywords behind each other, they probably start watching and monitoring. And then you say another one, they probably kick you out.
I thought someone had to report you. I didn't even know because I've seen people get taken down, but I didn't know that it could just there's some.
They use algorithms for that. Yeah.
I didn't know they use it.
They gotta have like an algorithm that can listen to what's going on. And
Yeah,
stuff
I didn't know
that.
that
Like,
there's certain
man,
words that trip the
technology's
algorithm.
gotten crazy, dude. Like, it really has gotten absurd. China's a great example of how absurd it's gotten.
Yeah, I thought people had to report somebody to get. You know what I mean?
Sometimes it let me know when it's something like. Sometimes I could see if it's getting reported. I think it might not be getting reported, but I think it's getting reported. But sometimes it told me, "Hey, yo, so and so said something, and you're gonna get your live kicked off." That's why I remember earlier when I was saying, "Yo, watch what y'all say," because and stuff that. That's what was basically going on. I don't know if it was stuff he said about. I think maybe because he said the J word or something like that a couple of times. Maybe I'm not 100% sure what it was.
Maybe it's all this.
Wait. Houston man, boy, you must like you some. You like you some shalom, boy. Get out of here with that. I don't think he's still in here, but let me stop. All right, then, bro. Have a good night, y'all.
Yeah, see you, man. See you guys.
Bye.